and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Brought to you by AbbVie.
Critical thinking for critical times. The free exchange of ideas. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Download the radio.com app and stream the station wherever you go. The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. I am back today and very grateful for Mike Ferguson, who stepped in with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth last night to fill in for me. So very grateful for that. Wanted to say that right off the top of the show. I'm very happy it's Friday. I was very entertained last night watching Joe Biden and Kamala Harris sit with Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper, made a nice setting for them and did the shoulder rub, and he gave him the same treatment, that Donald Trump has been getting for the past few years. And Joe Biden said some things. Some were weird, some were dumb. Here's one of them. You decide which this is. Here.
My inclination, Jake, is on the first day I'm inaugurated to say I'm going to ask the public for 100 days to mask. 100 days to mask, not forever, 100 days. And I think we'll see a significant reduction if we occur that, if that occurs with vaccinations and masking to drive down the numbers considerably.
So, I get it. This is hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. You're going to tell me that in the third week of January, you're going to come on the scene as President Biden and you're going to say, I want to ask you to wear a mask. Name a person who's not wearing a mask on Friday, December 4th, who's going to go, okay, I'll put one on. That's not going to happen. That's ridiculous. You can go the way of Edwardsville, Illinois, and fine people if you want to be that guy. I'll tell you what, of all of the things that we've been posting on our Annie Frey Show Facebook page, that Edwardsville mask mandate with finding is a bit on fire. The comments, a little feisty. And here's the consensus. And this is what people like Joe Biden refuse to understand or refuse to accept. With the mask mandate in Edwardsville, where, a lot of places, Illinois is mandating masks. You have to wear a mask if you're in Illinois. J.B. Pritzker has ruled so. That's why you have to do it. Okay, sidebar. If J.B. Pritzker has already told all of us that we have to wear masks, why does Joe Biden have to tell people to wear masks where Edwardsville is now saying, fine, we're going to put fines on you if you don't wear masks? It's not working. And if more people are wearing masks than have ever worn before, then why do we have higher cases? I think mask wearing is good. I think you should wear a mask. I'm going to say it. I have no power over you. I have no authority over you. When I go into a business, if I'm out and about shopping, I'm going to wear a mask because I don't want the hassle of not. And I also, this is the way I look at it. This is based on science of being a mom. Because when you're a mother and you're holding your kids, sometimes they sneeze in your face. It's the most disgusting thing ever. If my kid was wearing a mask, I'd be happier that the kid was wearing a mask when he sneezed in my face. I'll play a video, or I'll put a video up. I think it's on my YouTube channel of when my older daughter was probably 18 months old, and I was holding her, and for whatever reason, my husband was she was giggling or something, and she sneezed directly into my mouth. You know you love these little things that you created when that becomes a funny joke. Like Katie and Ryan, if you sneeze in my mouth, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I can't even
just going
imagine
down.
That. I can't even imagine someone else sneezing in my face.
You know that it'd be cute if I did it too.
I might vomit. Katie.
I can't. I can't even say it if like Marty's like licking my face. I'm like,
Marty's a dog. Yeah. For people who don't know. Not her
Marty
husband.
is an old man.
Marty's my neighbor. He comes over a lot. He just shows up. He's sitting in the living room. I feel bad telling him to leave.
Till he starts licking her face. Then it's like, no, now you need to go.
Yeah. I try to deal with it. I try to handle this, but it's just getting out of hand now. So, I mean, when I think about mask wearing, I think if you're coughing, if you're sneezing, if somebody were in my face and they were coughing or sneezing, I would prefer them have a mask on. I can wear a mask. I don't mind. They're not expensive. I wear the disposable ones. There's zero fashion statement coming from me in the mask department. If I am wearing it, it is because I feel obligated to. But there are a lot of people who don't. There are people who have had COVID and who are like far over it and may not want to wear a mask because of that. There are people who might have some sort of condition that makes it complicated for them to wear a mask. I don't know. But the whole point here is that if in Edwardsville, Illinois, they now are having to impose fines on you to force you to do it, even after J.B. Pritzker has said, basically in March, wear your mask everywhere you go. In January, Joe Biden's going to say, I'm going to ask people to wear a mask for 100 days. And anybody is going to do anything differently than they've been doing? Give me a break. That's because Joe Biden thinks he's the top dog in government. And if government says something like that, then everybody's just going to follow because, you know, he's the smartest guy in the room. That's a terrifying thought. Jeez. So I'm looking through these comments on this, and this wasn't something that I had initially thought of because I hadn't even really thought that deeply about it. But everybody's saying, well, I guess I won't shop in Edwardsville now. You're killing the small businesses in this town that need people shopping there and you know, patronizing these places. But the person who's killing it, the people who are killing it are the people who are implementing this mask mandate with fines. Those are the people responsible for it because your dollar shops wherever your feet walk to. And if you decide I'm not going to Edwardsville, I'm going to shop in Bethalto, or I'm going to shop in Highland, or I'm going to shop in Troy or Collinsville or Glen Carbon, you get to do that with your money. These mandates hurt businesses at a time where they're being hurt even to begin with. And that was the consensus from that. It's unbelievable. So Joe Biden, you know, but he's going to fix it in January. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
I'm thankful that at least he's not saying he's going to issue a mandate, right? He's saying I'm going to ask everyone to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can think what you think.
Well, I mean, if he issues a mandate, I'll be upset. If he continues to just ask people, I'll say that's fine.
When we disagree, it'll be just like so far. It's been just like when Barack and I did. It's in private. She'll say, "I think we should do A, B, C, or D," and I'll say, "I like A, don't like B and C," and let's go okay. And I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign.
What is this? So wait, here's what I think. I'm going to give, first of all, we could talk about what he said, which was dumb. We can talk about what he probably meant, which is when he said that he would develop a disease and resign. That's what he said as vice president to Barack Obama. I don't know if he's saying that he would resign as the president if he disagrees with Kamala, or if Kamala just found out that she's going to have to develop a disease and resign if she ever disagrees with anything morally that Joe Biden is doing. What is he talking about? Like, if you watched that interchange take place, Kamala's nodding and head shaking gets under my skin because I don't like it when people talk to you, like just in general, people talk to you and they nod like their nodding is going to affect how you agree or disagree with someone. That's why I also don't like the phrase right after someone says something. It's like, do I have to answer that? Because I mean, 80% right, maybe I'm pretty much on board with you, right? I hate it. So when she's sitting there and she's like leaning forward in her chair, which is like 14 feet on the other side of the stage, you know, keep him safe. And he's saying this and she's kind of got her eyebrows furrowed, like, where's this going? And she's nodding her head and then she starts shaking her head. And to me, it's just like this, Joe, no, stop. You're going, no, you went too far. Okay. And then Jake Tapper just lets it go. Jake Tapper doesn't say, did you just say you're going to develop a disease and resign if you disagree with Kamala? What did you say? Give me a break here. And when you think about the things that Joe Biden is saying in front of this mainstream media, this CNN sycophants, and you just for a moment decide to go the direction, which is a mistake every time because it just makes you mad. You go, what if Trump would have said something like this? How would that have gone? It's unbelievable how non-parallel these two are being treated already. And the truth is, I think that if they treated Trump, or if they treated Biden, not how they treat Trump, because I don't want anybody to get the treatment that Trump got. That is unfair for Donald Trump to have gotten the level of agenda-driven activism from this fake journalist that exists in the mainstream media today. I don't want to see that happen to the other side. I just want real truth seekers. I want truth exposers. I want Jake Tapper to ask a question, and then when Joe Biden says something that every one of us is going, what in the world did he just say? Jake Tapper's job is to clarify that, is to get a clarification out of Joe. And if Joe falls apart trying to clarify it, that's on Joe. It's not on Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper's job is not to protect an old man from falling all over himself when he's answering questions when he is supposed to become the leader of the free world in January, in theory. Did you guys see the video in Georgia last night? Doesn't look good. Kate, did you see this video?
I didn't see the video.
So there's a video out, and we're going to talk with Hans von Spakovsky in about 7 minutes from now. We're going to talk with Hans about this, and also I'm very interested because this is like a C-level story right now, and on any other time of the year or day, this would be the A-level story. Bill Barr saying the Durham appointing a special counsel and making sure that this could go on past a potential administration change. We're going to talk with Hans von Spakovsky about that, but I'm also going to ask him about these lawsuits that the Trump campaign has all over the country. And if you've been watching, people are saying it's time they show evidence. Well, if you don't see the evidence, you're not paying enough attention. It's out there in every state, in every swing state that exists. Is it going to flip the election? I have no idea. I'm not holding my breath for it. In Georgia last night, at the State Farm Arena, where they were counting ballots in Atlanta, it was like 10:30 at night, and they said, all right, everybody go home. 4 people stuck around after everybody left, which include all of the poll watchers that were on both sides of the aisle, independents as well, and the media. They have a security cam. And it shows after everybody leaves, there's a specific table there, and they start bringing carts of things outside of this table, out from underneath it, and opening it up. And it basically appears as though they were ballots, and those 4 individuals stayed and started counting for the next couple hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really damning. Yeah. It's a video you need to see. This is where journalism comes in, folks. Are there other explanations for what was going on there? If there are, the obvious one is the one we're talking about. If there are other examples for it, if you had a media that cared about truth and not just about the outcome, you would know that answer by now. So we're going to talk with that with Hans von Spakovsky when we come back. Gabe Pfeiffer is going to be with us at 1 o'clock, and it's Friday, and we intend to have a little bit of fun throughout the day. Do we have a giveaway today? Are we done with that?
We're done with the giveaways. Mm-hmm.
Well, there might be some Ryan's away.
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
That's a nice sweatshirt.
I guess I can give away like one of my headphones, but I'll need to keep one ear at least.
One ear?
I'll just break it off.
Fair enough. We do have another Our Favorite Things segment coming up at 2 o'clock. I'm excited about this one. This is one of my dad's favorite things, and in turn mine as well. So stick around at 2 o'clock. Something really great you can get the men and women in your life. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show, but when we come back, Hans von Spakovsky, don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
First and foremost, when you go to hair salon, you know you're going to get a perfect haircut. The second thing that I like about it, and really what sets it apart from everywhere else, is the atmosphere, is the way they treat you. They believe, hair salon believes, that men deserve better. And it really shows in their presentation. When you walk in, you're going to get that feel, that vibe, that this is something that's a little bit classier, a little bit nicer than what you're going to experience in other places. If you are looking for a haircut this weekend, you want to go find the location nearest you at hairsaloon.com. When you choose Hair Salon for Men, your experience is going to include a complimentary beverage, relaxing shampoo, hot towel and mint, complimentary shoe shine, and you can pick from their classic haircut all the way to their signature stress relief service. The Hair Salon is going to build a comfortable, relaxing environment for you. You're going to get that perfect haircut every time. And a reminder, a 25% discount on services all day, every day for veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Find the location nearest you online at hairsaloon.com.
Obamacare open enrollment has begun. Did your rates go up? There is an affordable alternative and you don't have to enroll in a government plan. Tom Yakupin at New Era Health Plans has helped countless individuals and families in the St. Louis area save 30 to 60% on health insurance with excellent coverage. New Era Health Plans support small businesses that are being hit hard right now. They recently saved a family-owned business over $15,000 a year on their health insurance with lower deductibles. If you are uninsured or on expensive COBRA or paying extreme rates for your work coverage, New Era Health Plans can help you. They will provide you the best coverage at the lowest rate. Go to newerahealthplans.com or call Tom, an expert with 30 years experience, at 855-296-4500. That's 855-296-4500. Or go to newerahealthplans.com. That's newerahealthplans.com. A quality plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
What a year this has been. For St. Patrick Center clients, pandemic worries are magnified. How to pay rent, find a job, buy groceries, care for children, and more. St. Patrick Center programs and services are needed now more than ever. This holiday season, help prevent homelessness in our community. Your gift helps keep a family safe at home. To donate, visit stpatrickcenter.org. Thanks to you, veterans, families, and individuals will be home for the holidays.
The Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
Forensic IT, forensicit.com, the expert support IT group that you need, helping you keep your business uptime up. Forensic IT uses a root cause analysis method to take care of your IT, your data. It's a data-driven approach to technical problem solving that removes guesswork you're going to typically find among a lot of other IT organizations. You got to stop letting those system crashes, viruses, frozen applications trouble you anymore. If you are looking for somebody who can offer both on-site and remote support, specializing in manufacturing support, system patching, antivirus updates, backups, disaster recovery solutions, new system installations, proactive maintenance. Forensic IT will work to maximize your system uptime and discover those root cause solutions to your technical problems. Reach out to them today, both sides of the river, 314-677-3950. That's 314-677-3950. You need forensic IT in your business, no matter how big or small. ForensicIT.com.
97.1 FM Talk. In the marketplace of ideas, the best come out on top. St. Louis's own 97.1 FM Talk. The place for ideas.
Bill Barr has appointed the special counsel John Durham to keep on the job to investigate the Russia probe origins under the new administration. That, again, according to the Associated Press.
So Bill Barr has elevated John Durham to special counsel in the Russia, how that started, the Russia probe initially started. What does that mean? Why did that happen now? And does that indicate to average folks like me that there's more to the story or that there's less to the story? I don't have the answers to these questions, but I have a feeling that Hans von Spakovsky does. Hans joins us now. He's the senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. We always love talking to you, Hans. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, sure. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. What is with the timing and the significance of Bill Barr's elevating John Durham to this special counsel title?
Well, the bottom line here is that Barr is trying to make it more difficult for a Biden administration, if they come in, to basically terminate this investigation and keep it from happening. Because, look, John Durham, as you know, was he's a U.S. attorney, right? He's one of the U.S. attorneys in Connecticut. And U.S. attorneys normally serve at the pleasure of the president. They're political appointees. So the moment a new president comes into office, he can get rid of and fire every single U.S. attorney across the country. And in fact, Bill Clinton did that. When he came into office, he almost immediately fired all 93 U.S. attorneys. But a special counsel, under the regulations the Justice Department has laid out, is what's called a special employee. And in fact, you don't have to be an employee of the Justice Department to be a special counsel. Remember, Robert Mueller, he didn't work for the Justice Department when he was brought in to be a special counsel. And the reg set up all these special rules, probably the most important of which is that, according to that reg, a special counsel can only be fired for cause. Okay. So the Biden folks can't come in and say, we're ending the investigation, you're out. They have to have some cause, bad behavior, misbehavior. I mean, the reg is pretty specific about this, before they can get rid of him. So this is a way of trying to ensure that Durham is able to continue his investigation and not just have it stopped by the Biden administration when they come in.
So, Hans, does this mean that there's more to the story? Like, we thought the Durham investigation to be wrapped up before, and we'd have something to hang our hats on before the election. That didn't happen. I hear COVID had something to do with that. I mean, the length of this, the timing, suggesting that we're going to be waiting until after, Inauguration Day to even get anything. Obviously, if he still needs to be harder to fire after the fact, that the administration would change. Does this indicate anything about how much there is there?
Well, obviously, there's still enough there that Barr doesn't want this ended next month. Because, again, if it's Biden coming in, and it looks like it is, clearly there's enough out there that still needs to be investigated and looked at that a month can't do it. And look, I would remind folks, we're all impatient. I'm impatient to get a final result here. But remember, Robert Mueller went on for 2 years with his investigation, spent $32 million, had a huge staff. And what is John Durham doing? Well, he's looking at what Mueller did and what all of the other FBI folks were doing, or their potential misconduct in what they were doing. And that's not a simple investigation. It's a very complex investigation. So this made me optimistic, this move by Barr, that Durham is going to be able to continue his investigation and not just have it immediately shut down by the Biden folks when they come in.
Hans von Spakovsky, senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, on the phone with us. So we're dealing in hypotheticals here because we don't even know whether Biden is going to be president or not. But let's say that he is, and let's say that Durham's investigation finds something that ties him to it. You know, what are the ramifications for the president of the United States in those circumstances?
Well, if whoever Biden brings in as an attorney general decides that he's not going to prosecute anyone when Durham has recommended prosecution, again, part of the regs is that he's going to have to explain that decision to Congress, which could be potentially embarrassing if Durham makes out that they've got a solid criminal case and suddenly the politically appointed AG for Biden says, well, okay, but we're not going to prosecute. That's going to make it look like they're doing political favors and engaging in the partisan administration of justice. I mean, again, that's possible, but it just makes it more difficult for them to do it. Look, another aspect of this is, again, as Durham continues his investigation, as a special counsel, the White House can't simply call. Look, if some ally of Biden is being investigated, he's subpoenaed, he's got to come in to be interviewed. He complains to the Biden White House saying, listen, you need to stop this. I don't want to talk to him. They can't really do that because, again, the regs prevent the attorney general from interfering with what the special counsel is doing. So, again, this makes it tougher for the political allies of Biden to get out from under being investigated by Durham.
Hans von Spakovsky on with us right now. Surely you've seen the State Farm Arena. Have you seen that video came out last night with the totes or suitcases of votes underneath the table that just appeared after everybody else was sent home? Have you been able to see that video yet?
I did, and I'm like going, what in the world is going on with that? We need an explanation of that, along with an explanation of so many other things, particularly that happened not just in other states, but down in Georgia. One of the biggest ones of which is, look, in the last presidential election, the rejection rate for absentee ballots was almost 3%. In this election, it was only 0.34%. How in the world could you have such a huge decrease in the rejection rate of absentee ballots when so many more people were using them, people who had never voted by absentee ballot before? We haven't gotten an explanation for that, and you have to wonder, is that because election officials in particular counties, the big urban Democratic counties, just said to their workers, don't bother verifying these ballots, don't bother comparing the signatures, just open them up and count them because we need to vote? I don't know if that happened, but I got to wonder why was there such a huge decrease in the rejection rate? It doesn't make sense.
So I want to ask you a really like a 30,000 foot view question here, because there are lawsuits, there are, state legislature hearings happening in all of the swing states, all of the questionable states where Biden pulled through late in the game and early in the next morning. I hear people say it's time you got to show some evidence. Well, if you watched the hearing in Michigan, if you watched the hearing in Georgia, those are the two specifically that I watched the most of, but I've seen clips from other ones in Arizona and things that have been said in Nevada as well. There are a ton of people swearing affidavits, witnesses talking about things that seem extremely nefarious. So we could talk about the details of each of these, but I think that bogs people down. You're a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. When you're seeing the total gross makeup of everything that's being presented, with Rudy Giuliani and Jenna Ellis across the country. Do you feel like the president has a case here? And when will the American people know, all right, this is it, this is over, or he's got it, and we're headed into the Supreme Court? I think us non-legal fellows, we're just sitting here, we all want a particular outcome. We don't know when it's going to go from what we're seeing right now to, the fire's burning really hot in one direction or the other.
I think what we've seen in these hearings raise very, very serious questions that need to be investigated over whether the results of these elections were compromised, and did the misbehavior that these witnesses testified to and saw, did it affect enough votes to change the outcome of the election in those states? I don't think we know the answer to that yet, but we need to know the answer to that. And that's why I think the litigation, for example, needs to go forward, as well as these legislative hearings. Look, there's just been a lawsuit filed in Georgia over these kind of issues, and those need to be taken very seriously, because otherwise people are going to lose confidence in the election process.
Is it conspiratorial to think that there was election fraud that changed the course of this election? Or if I think that, am I a conspiracy theorist? Or is there enough out there that makes you raise your eyebrows and should make any American raise their eyebrows?
There's enough out there to make me raise my eyebrows about what happened. And look, you don't need a centrally directed conspiracy to potentially change an election. You could very much see partisan officials and the things they were doing in different cities and different states, all on their own, saying, well, we got to do everything we can to make sure our guy wins. And then doing many of the same things, like locking out observers so they couldn't see what they were doing in the counting locations. Again, when that happens, you got to wonder, why were they doing that? What were they trying to hide from the public and from observers?
Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at Heritage Foundation. You mentioned a lawsuit that was filed just yesterday in Georgia. It's December 3rd yesterday, December 4th today. Is there enough time for these things? It seems as if the clock's really ticking and everybody's kind of wringing their hands.
Yeah, that is the big problem that the campaign faces, is the timing. Because, December 14th this year is the date that the Electoral College is supposed to meet in every state capital, and they cast their votes. And there just may not be enough time for the campaign, for example, to prove its case to the extent it needs to get the results overturned. That is a very, very big problem, and it's particularly a problem because it's going to make judges reluctant to do anything, even if they're presented with overwhelming evidence that the election result was compromised.
Well, Hans, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. And these stories, there's so much meat to these stories and the details that come out, and so much emotion around them. So getting some facts behind it is always a grateful thing for us to be able to have you on here. So thank you. Good to have you back.
Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you again soon. Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. You can follow him on Twitter at @HvonSpakovsky or at heritage.org. Quick break. We'll be back. Get your reaction to some of this. You want to give us a call? We'd love to hear from you. Happy Friday. 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Give us a call and tell us, what do you think? Any of this information that's been put out there right now swaying your thoughts and opinions? You conspiracy theorist, if you think that Biden wasn't the rightful winner, let's talk about it. We'll be back in just a minute.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. You're not the only one working more from inside your home, so is your HVAC system. If your system needs service, Air Comfort Service will promptly and safely be there for you. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Beck and Lennox Estate Planning and Elder Law, online at beckelderlaw.com, waiting for your consultation phone call. When you want to schedule one because you haven't done any estate planning yet, you need to call 636-946-7899. Beck and Lennox Estate Planning and Elder Law, established in 1974. They've been around the block. They understand when it comes to planning your estate that it's going to be different than the other estates that they've done before. You're going to have your own circumstances, your own conditions, your own wants and desires, and they're going to help you get from the part where you are right now, where maybe, you got to take care of something, but you have no idea what comes next, to where you are happy and comfortable and you have been given that peace of mind that everything is going to be handled just as you wanted it to. Then it's off your chest. You don't have to worry about it anymore. They can also help talk to you about long-term care planning and getting access to those veterans benefits that you or your spouse might deserve. Give them a call at 636-946-7899 or visit them online at beckelderlaw.com.
An unprecedented year like 2020 calls for an unprecedented holiday offer from Diamonds Direct. So, for the first time ever during December, we're allowing 4 years zero-interest financing on anything and everything. It's our way of helping you make her holiday one to remember. Just pick any beautiful piece of jewelry, take the price, divide by 48, and that's your payment. A $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. And we have the gifts women love. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstones, all new fashion jewelry from top designers. And of course, the largest selection of engagement rings and certified diamonds in the country. After all she's been through in 2020, now's the perfect time to let her know how much you love her. Reward her with a gift that is romantic, timeless, and symbolic. And with 48 months zero-interest financing, you can afford to splurge. Diamonds Direct, helping you make that magical moment this holiday season. Shop online at diamondsdirect.com or in person in our showroom. Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
I'm listening daily. You are not alone. During these challenging times, listening is fundamental to promoting understanding and healing. Here's licensed therapist Dr. James Simmons on concerns over the safety of vaccines.
There have been vaccine controversies since we started doing vaccines, right? So for 150 years or so, this is not new, this controversy around this. The technology with this vaccine is a little bit new, but coronaviruses in general are not new to scientific research. Developing vaccines are not new. We don't generally do it this fast, but there's also so many eyes and ears and checks and balances in place. We are very good at vaccines. So we definitely need to see the data. We definitely need to be reassured that safety has been followed and that these are going to be safe. But I also think at the same time, there's potential for these to be extremely safe. So that's great news.
Talk has the power to save lives. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Omaha Steaks. As you know, I've been representing Omaha Steaks for years and years now. As you probably also know, I am something of an amateur chef as far as grilling and smoking, and I am super selective of the meats that I use because you can't have a great product if you don't start with great meats. And Omaha Steaks always delivers. 2020 holiday season feels like it's been a long time coming. Make it worth the wait. Send the perfect gift or send it to yourself. The deluxe grillers assortment, including perfectly aged top sirloins, incredible meats, amazing sides, and the infamous Omaha Steaks desserts. Right now, you're also going to get 4 free burgers and a free digital meat thermometer as an exclusive price available only to my listeners. Go to omahasteaks.com and enter the code Glover in the search bar. That's extra burgers plus an extra gift that's on the list of any serious grillers. Once again, that's omahasteaks.com. Type Glover into the search bar.
You can listen to 97.1 on the radio or online with no big tech censorship. Just download the app, stream it online, or say it to your smart speaker. 97.1 FM Talk. Free and fair.
Get ready to go crazy right here. Here we go. I'm a real bad liar. I'm a burnt toast kind of guy. Or if I try to build a fire, I'll burn the woods.
I called early on for a signature audit. Obviously, the Secretary of State, per the laws and the Constitution, would have to order that. He has not done that. I think it should be done. I think, especially with what we saw today, it raises more questions. There needs to be transparency on that. I would again call for that. And I think in the next 24 hours, hopefully we'll see a lot more from the hearings that the legislature had today, and we'll be able to look and see what the next steps are.
So Governor Kemp, I don't know, changing his tune a little bit sure seems like that to me. Now calling for that signature audit. Oh my gosh, it's the drama. It's peak drama in Georgia. And that video, I just tweeted something else. If you go to at Annie Frey Show, you can look at the video there as well. And this woman, and I think it's a woman and a man in the area there, and it looks as though there's a handoff of a USB or something. It's like all these videos are coming out. And honestly, Katie, I thought they could be passing a tampon. I'm sorry for you folks out there who are not
who don't know about that.
Who don't know, but there's a sly way to pass a feminine product, and it happens all the time. Maybe it was something like that. Maybe it was a USB full of Biden votes. I don't know. Somebody tell me. That's why my tweet was, what is this?
What could it be?
It's an always. It just is what it is.
Yep.
Anyway, so people keep throwing this stuff out, and I keep looking at it, and I keep scratching my head. And like you, I don't have the answers, so I just keep looking. And hopefully, we're gonna run out of time shortly. Something is going to have to happen here. We got a lot of people who want to call and weigh in on this. 314-241-9797. Let's start, Katie, with caller Kim. If you want to give us a call, give us a ring. Catch an open line when it's there. Kim, thanks for calling the show.
Hi. I'm just listening to Hans. I listen to you every day or every chance I get. And, when he said that about the timeline, the Democrats knew that. That's all part of it. That's why Hillary said we will win as long as Joe Biden never concedes, because we'll drag this out for weeks, and they know the timeline. That's part of the whole scam.
I agree with you that there is a clock in play, and it's the most valuable asset to the Biden administration, or the Biden campaign, I should say, and has been since before the election took place. Kim, I agree with you on that. Thanks for calling the show.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's go to Paul. Paul's up next. Caller, Paul, thank you for reaching out to us. What do you think?
Thank you. The only proof I need of fraud is that no Republican president has lost Georgia since 1992. You had Mitt Romney and John McCain beating Barack Obama twice in Georgia. You telling me that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump in Georgia? That's the only fraud I need. These people need to investigate this, and they need to get to the bottom of it tomorrow. This is silly.
Paul, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate it. I mean, it doesn't, when you look at all of the consistencies of things that have gone one direction, I mean, where is why don't we see somewhere? What's the reddest state there is? Pick a state.
Idaho.
Idaho? Okay.
Sure.
Throw Idaho under the bus just like that. Just kidding. Is there mass voter fraud, just dumping Republican votes in there just to make sure that they really stay the reddest state? I mean, where is there anybody alleging, but this stuff happens on both sides of the aisle? Like there are no 3 a.m. dumps of Trump votes. There are no discussions about ballots, not on a large scale. I'm not saying that this is something that is taking place here, but we hear this every election where ballots get flipped from one candidate to the other. It's always to Democrat. Are we really bad at voter fraud, or are they really good at it? I mean, we're not going to, if we don't root out what's taking place right now, assuming that it exists, we have to find out that it exists. We'll never solve this problem.
There was a clip, Annie, that you sent me that you wanted me to grab, and we played it yesterday, and it was of one of the Michigan poll workers discussing this exact thing. And when she suggested, because her superiors at the polling place said, okay, let's give Joe Biden the win. Let's give it to the Democrats. And in the clip, she said, well, and I suggested, okay, well, if that's the way we're playing this game, why don't we just give it to the Republicans? And she said that she was laughed at, scolded, told to go back to her seat. I mean, they think that that is a hilarious thing, that that could never happen.
Yeah. Let's see here. Is it this one here? Let's play this and see if this is it.
I am an unaffiliated Michigan voter who
no, but
was trained by
female.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
It's 1, 2, or 3.
It's 1. It's number 1.
Okay, let's listen in here.
Okay.
On November 4th, early in the morning, I was standing at the adjudication table and a ballot came across the screen. The ballot had a straight party ticket vote for both the Democrat and the Republican. It was a filled-in circle, which is an intentional mark. It's not a dash, it's not a dot. When the ballot came across the screen, there was no other marks. None of the judges and none of the other ballot proposals had been voted on. The poll worker then said, I think I'm going to give it to the Democrats. That's absolutely absurd. That is illegal. The vote should have been tossed out. At that moment, I said, absolutely not. I'm going to challenge this. So I go get her supervisor. And then her supervisor defers to her and says, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, what do you think? It doesn't matter what you think. It's the law. Our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts are totally irrelevant. You follow the law. And that ballot is to be tossed out. But she wanted to give it to the Democrats. So then I go get the gentleman who was overseeing the entire absentee ballot counting process while Daniel Baxter was gone. So this gentleman's name I do not know. I go get him. He's overseeing the entire process while Daniel Baxter is gone. I ask him. He says to the girl, what do you think? It was disgusting. I was enraged. And I simply asked a question. I said, well, why not give it to the Republicans instead of the Democrats? The gentleman began screaming at me, began yelling at me, began telling me that I had no right to talk to her. And he told her to push the ballot through. And prior to that, that same poll worker, a ballot came across the adjudication screen where this voter had voted for Joe Biden and the Green Party presidential candidate. And she gave the vote to Joe Biden. I also saw the ballots show up in the middle of the night. Also, I inquired about the tabulation numbers from the tabulation machine between shift changes. I was denied that information. We saw a lot of irregular things. This is not an anomaly. Just because all of us have different accounts of what we saw, that doesn't make them invalid. And to expect Secretary Benson to actually do something about it is foolhardy. To accept Dan and Essel to do anything about it would be foolhardy. So we're appealing to you guys to do something about it. Because if our elections aren't fair, then we have no republic left. It's a banana republic. We have nothing. And we don't trust the election process. Why do you think a lot of people don't vote? Because they feel it's the big fraud.
Yeah, that is so spot on. And that was in Michigan. I mean, there are too many things that are out of sorts in a consistent way that should make anybody look into it. And like, here's the other thing. If the Biden campaign has to think that the Trump administration is trying to steal it themselves, is the only way that they should be against the idea of rooting all this out. Like, wouldn't it have been nice if Trump going into Inauguration Day in 2016, if they would have tied it up with a nice bow and proven that Russia collusion didn't exist? Wouldn't it have been nice to have put that to bed so that you wouldn't have the next 3.5 years of saying Trump's not my president because he stole the election from the American people with the help of Vladimir Putin? If there would have been a way to get all that information out there in the open and vet every accusation that had been made by people to prove that it didn't happen. Well, the point of the Russia collusion story was always to get Trump out of office. It was, what would you call, an insurance policy, possibly. So the idea that the Biden administration would be going into office in January and not wanting these hearings, these lawsuits to come full circle and complete themselves, I think would be detrimental to their ability to convince any American right now who in their head and their heart knows that this election was stolen from Donald Trump. If you stop these things from happening, you'll never convince them. I am somebody who believes that election fraud happens on a regular basis. And I am somebody who looks at the evidence that is out there right now, and my eyebrows are really raised. And I honestly just don't trust that there are enough good people out there to take this as far and hard as they possibly can. I'm just used to losing. Isn't that a sad thing? Like, I don't know, Ryan, if you relate to that at all, but as a Republican, Donald Trump said, you're going to get so tired of winning. There's going to be so much winning. That was like what I needed to hear. Like, you're actually saying this. You're actually saying that you're going to go hard to win. And he did. And the way he did it turned a lot of people off. But then they realized that the old way of doing things was never working. And we are so used to losing. So used to it.
I think the most disappointing thing is that up until Donald Trump, if Hillary had become president, we all kind of would have said, you know what, things are just kind of drifting away. I'd love to have somebody who's conservative in there for a little while. But Donald Trump almost gave us all such hope that, wow, things might actually change. Like all this corrupt media and these corporations, big tech, blah, 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 on and on, that we all knew was a problem. We thought this is the guy that's going to take it all down. And now we're here and we're like, oh, shouldn't have got my hopes up. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. And I still think about all of what Trump has accomplished in this amount of time. And this has not been an easy ride. And in some capacity, if Trump doesn't win, it will be easier for you to go through life being a Republican when it doesn't mean having to defend everything that Donald Trump has ever done or somebody's insinuated that he's done all of the time. But it's not what's best for the country. It's not what's best for you. And if you're raising kids or if you have grandkids, you're thinking about them. You're thinking about the future. And when you hear these things that Joe Biden is saying he wants to do, and Lord knows what it's going to look like once he actually gets in there, if he actually gets in there, we all know what's at stake. And I think that that's why a lot of people are, holding on to hope. And I don't blame you for holding on to hope. I'm just not really that optimistic about basically anything. So this is no different. Seriously. Gabe's coming into studio with us next here. So stick around. Gabe Pfeiffer, St. John the Philosopher on YouTube is his channel. Will join us and we'll talk more about this and do some fun things as well. Stick around. More Annie Frey Show right around the corner.
I got a poor sense of direction, sometimes too strong of affection for a whiskey.
They say that going to college is about knowledge, to get a job and a degree. But what if there was a place, an experience like no other, where after 4 years, you left with more than just knowledge? A place to find who you are, find purpose and rise to challenge, see through a new lens and make the most of your place in the world. Would a place like that interest you? At Missouri Baptist University, students experience more than higher education. It's more than degrees and more than meaningful relationships. It's about transformation. The outlook you'll leave with will bring light to darkness and set the foundation to become the person you've always wanted, your best. Are you ready for something more? Find your light at Missouri Baptist University. Visit mobap.edu and shine on.
Find your light in 2021 through Missouri Baptist University online. More than 17 completely online undergraduate and graduate programs begin January 11th. Learn more at mobap.edu and shine on.
I started gymnastics when I was 5. I had my first knee surgery when I was 10. I had 2 more knee surgeries when I was 13. And I had another when I was 14. I had lost hope. Then I had surgery at Mizzou BioJoint Center.
To see if MU Healthcare's Mizzou BioJoint Center is right for you, visit biojoint.com.
Hi, Thomas Helbig here with the Retirement Advisory Group. Merry Christmas from all of us and from me and my family. I grew up right here in St. Louis, part of a large family. And in my book, that's what makes the holiday special. The things you hold in your heart, not in your hand. The people, family, the personal relationships that grow closer and stronger with the passing of time. In the past 34 years, we have become part of some lasting relationships. We made a lot of friends in and around St. Louis, and that just can't be taken away. So as we turn the page and put yet another year in the books, I know we've all endured some difficult times this past year. And for those of you who may have lost loved ones, our hearts go out to you. Here's hoping next year will be a lot better and we can get back to the lives we are all used to. Going to dinner with family and friends, going to ball games, and just living our best lives possible. Once again, from all of us at Retirement Advisory Group, we'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. And for me and my family, I'm Thomas Helbig.
It's challenging anytime a child's hospitalized over the holidays, maybe now more than ever. Mark Cox here. Your gifts to SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital provide hope, healing, and comfort to all these patients, regardless of their ability to pay. Your donations to the Tree of Hope support the Children's Fund. The money might help with resources to keep the kids from falling behind in school or for the latest clinical studies that might otherwise be unavailable here. Join me in 971 FM Talk and give a gift of hope at Glennon.
KFTK FM Florissant, K254CR St. Louis, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk, a radio.com station.
Hope on the horizon.
I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Vice President Mike Pence visiting the CDC as a countdown continues to the FDA's first hearing on a COVID vaccine next week.
Just a week and a half away from what will be the likely approval of the first coronavirus vaccine for the American people is inspiring the people of this country.
Pfizer's vaccine is the first one to get a hearing. It's now been approved by 2 other countries, Bahrain following Britain's lead today. But health officials are urging people not to let down their guard, to keep wearing masks and social distancing, even after vaccinations begin. President-elect Joe Biden plans to announce his health team next week. Today, he's focusing on the economy, again urging Congress to pass COVID relief and saying more help will still be needed in January after slower hiring in the November jobs report. 245,000 jobs created. Biden calls it a dire report that calls for urgent action. On Capitol Hill, a bipartisan push for talks appears to be gaining momentum. The House has just voted to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level, but that may be as far as it goes for now.
Legislation removing marijuana from the federal list of controlled substances has won approval in the Democratic-controlled House on a mostly party line vote.
It would simply remove the federal government from interfering with state laws and state structures from the business of prosecuting marijuana.
Texas Democrat Sheila Jackson-Lee says the measure leaves the question of legality to states. Republican opponents like Ohio's Jim Jordan mocked the vote.
That's what the Democrats have prioritized this week in the United States Congress, and it's ridiculous.
Just 5 Republicans supported the measure. 6 Democrats voted no. The bill is unlikely to go anywhere in the Republican-led Senate.
Fox's Jared Halpern on Capitol Hill. America is listening to Fox News.
At home with Robert, retired burglar and family man.
Carolers! That's the holiday spirit. Speaking of which, Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. Right now, you can get 40% off a new system and a free camera at simplysafe.com/holiday. That's 40% off the system U.S. News named the best of 2020. Simply Safe protects your whole home 24/7 with monitoring by professionals. The sale ends soon, so go to simplysafe.com/holiday for 40% off and a free camera today.
Do not hire Franklin & Sons Electrical. The guy told me he'd shrink my monthly bill, and I'm like, dude, it's too small to read as it is.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Then he's like, where's the circuit breaker? I'm like, bro, I didn't break anything.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
He told me I had a blown fuse. It's called a short fuse, and yes, I do have one, so watch yourself.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Any light moisture of rain and snow out of the picture now, or at least it's just about out of the picture. Otherwise, it's just a cloudy afternoon, and it's kind of cold, 42, 43 for most of us. Clouds this evening. Turning partly cloudy late night, 29. Friday, partly sunny, 48. Saturday and Sunday, partly to mostly sunny skies, 45 on Saturday, 42 on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, it's Michael Mohan with Community Mortgage. With all the bad news out there, it's easy to miss the good news. Mortgage rates are at historic lows, making now a great time to buy or refinance a home. My customers are locking in the best rates in a generation. Now is the time to use the equity in your home to cash out for a remodel, pay off high-interest credit card debt, or rid yourself of the dreaded PMI. During these volatile times, you need an experienced local loan officer working for you. Call me, Michael Mohan, at 314-336-6050. I'm here in St. Louis, and when you call, you talk to me. Whether you are purchasing or refinancing, I want to help you save money on your home loan. Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage, 314-336-6050. Online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC, NMLS 250353224143.
Attention St. Louis homeowners. Are you looking to sell your house without all the stress?
Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis can buy your house cash and close on your timeline. No commissions, no repairs, no appraisals, no showings, no headache. Call Chris now, 314-782-7000, or go online to chrisbuysHomesSTL.com to get a free no-obligation cash offer for your house. Behind on payments? The tenant stopped paying the rent? The house needs too many repairs? Not a problem. Chris buys houses in any condition and deals with any situation. There's a reason why Chris Buys Homes is the most trusted home buyer in St. Louis. Go online to get your offer today. chrisbuysHomesSTL.com or call 314-782-7000. That's 314-782-7000.
So if you're trying to lose weight this holiday season, good on you. If you have been looking at this past year and seeing a lot of the statistics out there that basically just say, listen, the healthier you are right now, the more accommodating you're going to be to fighting back anything that you're going to contract, get, whatever, during this pandemic season. Taking your weight into your own hands and deciding to do something about it is really the hardest first step. My Slim 180 can take it from there. When you go to My Slim 180, you're going to sit down and have a consultation with them. They're going to talk to you about the programs that they have, their traditional program, their medically supervised HCG rapid weight loss program, or their new Quick Start Lipoline. You're going to talk about what works for you. And then you get started. You're going to start losing that weight finally, once and for all. And I'll tell you what, I did the medically supervised HCG rapid weight loss program and it came off fast. There are 6 locations in O'Fallon, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, Creve Coeur, Chesterfield, and Florissant, but they are meeting remotely as well if that makes you feel more comfortable. Schedule today, 888-754-6111. That's 888-754-6111, myslim180.com.
You can listen to 97.1 on radio.com through your smart speaker. It's information with perspective. Just ask it to play 97.1 FM Talk. Powered by Dell Technologies. Call 877-ASK-DELL. The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. I'm very happy to be able to say that. Hope you are enjoying your afternoon. We're grateful you spent some time with us. We know your time is precious and valuable, and anytime you listen to us, we know it's a choice, and we are very grateful that you're here. Each Friday, we welcome Gabe into the show, and he's here with us now. Hi, Gabe.
I'm a freaking genius.
Okay, so you're a rocket scientist.
Brilliant!
Knowledge is power.
So, Gabe, hi, how are you? Happy Friday.
Hi, happy Friday. Doing good. How are you guys?
Doing okay. And, we're watching, we talked a little bit about that video coming out of Georgia last night, that really questionable video that shows some security footage in the State Farm Arena where they were counting ballots, I believe in Atlanta. And what happened was, I think the time was about 10:30 or so at night, and they sent everybody home. They said, we're done counting for the night. Everybody go home. They sent home the poll watchers, which were on both sides of the aisle politically, independents as well, and the media. They left. 4 people remained. And as soon as everybody was gone, they started unloading suitcases out from underneath this big, long black table. I think there were 4 suitcases, and then those folks stayed for a few more hours and did some stuff. And whatever that stuff is what we all want to know. Have you seen that video, Gabe? Have you been made aware of it yet?
Oh yeah, I saw that thing, and yeah, that's not shady at all. You know, let's call that not evidence.
What if Trump would have come back in the middle of the night, and then that video would surface? I mean, we all know how that would end.
Oh my gosh, if that was a 2016 video, right, that would be the smoking gun that they would have used for their Russian collusion story. But what's even worse than that, did you see the response from one of the legislators in the hearing saying that it had been debunked and there were other, just saying some crazy stuff right there. And the witness was just like, my evidence is the video. It's like, where's your evidence? It was the question she finally came up with. It's like, well, my evidence is the video. I think evidence denial is one of the go-to responses by ideologues. So they have a preconceived notion of what the conclusion is supposed to be. So the thing is, it doesn't matter what you present as your evidence before them. They're going to say, well, that's either it's not evidence, it doesn't count, or it's not good enough to prove the point. But of course, anybody, with a good set of eyes and a functioning, frontal cortex can put that together.
Do you, when you're seeing this coming out of Georgia, the testimony, I don't know how much of the testimony you've watched, you've seen in Georgia, in Michigan, in Arizona, in Nevada, maybe Wisconsin. I'm starting to lose track. Do you think Trump has a shot here? Like, really, what's the football situation here? Or is it 4th down with no seconds on the clock and you got one play left and you're 70 yards down the field? Or what's Trump's chances here of pulling this off and serving a second term?
Well, if it was a fair game, if the refs weren't in it, on one side, then I would say it's a very good chance that there could be a significant change in the vote count.
Who are the refs?
The problem is,
Who are the refs, though? I mean, because I feel like the media really are the people who have been able to push this in a direction more than anybody else. But you think the judges are in on it too?
Well, the thing is, there are, activist judges have been a problem in America for a long time. That's one of the reasons why, the case for 2016 of election of Trump was that, hey, we need judges because the courts need to be balanced in terms of people who actually interpret the law as opposed to make law from the bench. And we've seen that in a couple of instances too, where pretty clear cases have had their discretion abused by the judges and are thrown out or have to be appealed to a higher court. And now you make a good point though about the media, because in the grand scheme, in a democratic republic as we have a certain level of power in the public, and the media has been deceiving as much of us as it possibly can, and that's not good for anybody.
Yeah. I mean, what about you, Katie and Ryan? Do you guys think that there's a shot here? Like, what do you, with more evidence or testimony and evidence, sworn affidavits, that's evidence. That's evidence in court. You can enter that as evidence in court. So to suggest that there is no evidence is just ignorant, is the best word I could think of it for you. And I look as it kind of starts to pile up. If they don't pay attention to it, is it going to get anywhere? And is it going to get anywhere in time? Do you guys feel like Trump's chances of really making his case and potentially winning it are getting better or getting worse?
That's a good question, because the timing is everything. However, I remain very, very optimistic that something is going to happen. I just don't know what, because there's still a couple of options here. One is that you start to see things like this video come out and you actually have public perception finally catching up to what a lot of us have been watching the whole time. Or you could have the courts starting to weigh in and getting some court victories, which could happen fairly soon. Or you could have the legislatures themselves just stand up and say, we can't certify this because we just had these hearings so that we could see evidence. We saw a lot of evidence. Now we can't certify the electors. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a huge step.
It's a huge step.
That is of historic proportions that we haven't seen before.
Right.
And how many times would that have to happen?
Yeah, 3 at least.
3, yeah.
3 states, yeah.
Wow.
Depending on the states.
What about you, Katie?
I hate to be this way because I know that there is a lot of pessimistic nature that we see and that we hear on a constant basis. But I feel like
give you a party pooper.
I am going to be a party pooper. I feel like
party pooper.
that Trump, I feel like the time is waning and the opportunities are waning. And that's not because he hasn't proven that there's voter fraud, because clearly he has. As you stated, Annie, the evidence is there. My big question is, on what scale does he need to prove that voter fraud happened in order to make it believable for the people he's making his case to? So that's I worry about Trump not being successful because of how large does the voter scale, the voter fraud have to be proven in order for other people to believe that it actually happened. So that's just where I am. I don't think I'm rooting for the guy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's going to be accomplished in the timeline that's laid out.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. And I have friends and family who are convinced. They're like, Annie, just wait and see.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I'm happy to wait and see. Someone said to me the other day, they're like, do you not think Trump's going to pull this off? Like, they were shocked. They hadn't even considered that I would have thought that. And I just said, I don't expect it to happen, but I could see how it could. I definitely can see a pathway to where it changes. I just think the likelihood of that is minimal. And I said, if I'm wrong on that, we will have an entire show dedicated to you calling in here and telling me how wrong I am. And I will take every lash you give me. And I will be so happy to do it. I will be overjoyed to have person after person after person say, see, Annie, I told you so. And I'll be like, Trump 2020. That's the way it turned out. Who knew?
Do you think people's patience that's waning too, Annie? Like, do you think that people are becoming incredibly impatient about getting this information? Or do you think the majority of people that really, really are behind Trump in this are like, we'll wait up until the very last second to know this information?
I think that people now know whether they are ride or die, or I'm somebody, like I keep telling you this, and I think it's important that you understand that this is the type of person I am, and it has more to do with coming from me as an individual, but I'm a protect my heart type of girl. I guard my heart very, very closely, and I don't let a lot of people in because of that. You know, there have been, of course, we've all experienced things where we've let people in and they've let us down. For me, the less that I set my expectations too high, the less distance I have to fall. I would much rather go, oh my God, I blew that, Trump won, I can't believe it, it's so exciting, than to sit here and blow smoke when I'm not 100% sure that this is the direction that it's going to head, and then have to crash with you. Because I do believe that America can withstand 1, 2, 3, 4 years of Joe Biden, whatever it's going to be. I think that we can. I actually do believe, and I don't know how much I've said this on the air, I do believe the instance where Trump does not win and Joe Biden does what we all know Joe Biden's going to do in the presidency, which is absolutely nothing if Georgia goes Republican. And if you are listening to anyone who's telling you not to vote and you can vote in Georgia, those people are morons and you need to vote. And hell, it's Georgia. Vote as many times as you can.
Please vote. Please vote.
Go vote. Do you
I just
have
moved
to?
there. I'm
You have to
broadcasting
vote.
right now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You're throwing in the pot for me too, as well. Put it under one of those tables. In the black. It's put it in the black, the long black table. That's where we put the extra votes. I really feel like Donald Trump will be made into this mythical creature. He will be a martyr, and what is going to happen if Joe Biden wins this presidency is, again, this all hinges on Georgia. We got to win one of those seats. Let's win 2 of those seats. If there is a divided government, if the Republicans have taken so much ground in the House, not enough to take the majority, but they've strengthened their numbers. The Democratic Party, like, if you take all of the Trump noise and the Biden noise out of the picture right now, and you look at what's left in the political landscape, the Democratic Party is in complete disarray, complete civil war within the confines of their healthy house over there. They don't know who they are. They're fighting over who they're going to be. And they are potentially the ones who are going to be in charge of the Oval Office and of the House and very razor thin majority or minority in the Senate. And they are the ones who are in distress. Even if they were to win the Senate, they don't know who they are. And the far left is the loudest part of the party that exists right now. And everybody else is like, stop saying that out loud, please. Please just stop. That's what you hear all the Democrats who are moderates, who are probably your, Bill Clinton, older time Democrats who probably still believe in union labor and maybe a little bit of restriction on guns, but they're not going to take their fight straight to the NRA. These type of people don't get to be in the same party as the squad, as some of these people who are the far, far left, as the Bernie Sanders of the world. They don't coexist.
Not even with Obama.
Correct. And Obama says, defund the police is a snappy slogan. This is from the guy who said hope and change. And then he won the presidency. This is from a guy who got elected using snappy slogans himself, but he's out potentially criticizing things that BLM has done and, just the phrasing, the politics of it. The Democrat Party is going to devour itself in the next 2 years. And in 2022, regardless of who's in the White House, regardless of who's in the Senate, the Republicans are going to be poised to take an amazing, amazing midterm election and turn it into some actual real power. And then the question is, what happens in 2024? Is it Trump again? I don't know. I think Trump has built something with the Republican Party that exists outside of him now. And not many people get to do that. And if he's gone before his time, that means the Republican Party is going to live on with his spirit, and you can't kill that spirit. That's legendary. There would be martyrdom in that. And I think that the potential for the Republican Party to grow and grow and grow with keeping that spirit going on without him being present, he's still going to be there, folks. I just saw someone say that maybe Twitter would ban him. Well, he'll go make something else. I said the other day, too, apparently everyone keeps suggesting that AT&T is trying to shop CNN. I want Rush Limbaugh to buy CNN and put Trump in charge of it. Get Trump's knowledge of good production and let Trump go in and fire those yahoos over at CNN, videotape it, and put it out for the world. And let's get a new, straight, honest media out there. That's what I'm thinking of right now. I'm trying to make myself feel better. Really, it's like
videotape firing all of your staff and air it live on CNN.
Yeah, but when it's still CNN,
in every airport in America,
and then all those people flying are gonna know what's happening, and the rest of us will have to see it on YouTube or something. Twitter, I don't know. I just think that the world. This is what I want to tell you. I hope Trump wins. I hope Trump comes back and wins every single one of these swing states. But if he doesn't come back and win any of them, we will still have something to build off of. We will still have something that will continue to make America great, and it will be because of Donald Trump that we have it. So fear not, children. I just said that to myself. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back to go away.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
It's one to forgive, but it's hard to forget.
Hey guys, Glover here. If you are nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market games without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the DGS.
So if you're trying to lose weight this holiday season, good on you. If you have been looking at this past year and seeing a lot of the statistics out there that basically just say, listen, the healthier you are right now, the more accommodating you're going to be to fighting back anything that you're going to contract, get, whatever, during this pandemic season. Taking your weight into your own hands and deciding to do something about it is really the hardest first step. My Slim 180 can take it from there. When you go to My Slim 180, you're going to sit down and have a consultation with them. They're going to talk to you about the programs that they have, their traditional program, their medically supervised HCG rapid weight loss program, or their new Quick Start Lipoline. You're going to talk about what works for you. And then you get started, you're going to start losing that weight finally, once and for all. And I'll tell you what, I did the medically supervised HCG rapid weight loss program, and it came off fast. There are 6 locations in O'Fallon, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, Creve Coeur, Chesterfield, and Florissant, but they are meeting remotely as well if that makes you feel more comfortable. Schedule today, 888-754-6111. That's 888-754-6111, myslim180.com.
This is Happy from Hardee's. Listen closely. Do you hear that? That's the sizzling sound of 2 1/3 pound juicy Angus beef patties stacked with 4 strips of bacon on the Monster Angus Thick Burger. You're getting hungry for the bacon. You're driving to the Angus beef. But wait, don't take your eyes off the road for the monster. When I snap my star fingers, you'll pull into the nearest Hardee's and order the Monster Angus Thick Burger. Feed your happy.
Available at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
Skip the mall this holiday season and come to Shane Company, where shopping's safer and easier than ever. To keep everyone safe, we're taking extra precautions, including temperature screenings, mandatory masks, and social distancing. We've also installed a new air purification system with state-of-the-art technology. To make shopping easy for you, we have curated holiday gifts wrapped with a bow and ready to give. This year, one of my favorites is our exclusive star pendant with a natural ice blue sapphire for $165. It's the perfect gift for the star in your life. Another favorite, our elegant cultured pearl pendant with diamond accents for $465. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Open weekdays 9 till 9, Saturday 10 till 8, and Sunday 11 to 5.
As a patriot and a mechanic, I know the difference between a symbol and a tool. The American flag is a symbol of everything I'd die to defend. My mask is a tool. It says nothing about my politics. I wear it to protect the people I love from COVID-19. We have a job to do, and a mask is the right tool for that job. Use the tools. Mask up and keep your distance. Brought to you by the Coalition for Healthy Missouri Communities.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at throttlenet.com. So it's crazy time at ThrottleNet. They are IT geniuses, but they are a little bit nutty. Right now, they will pay you $250 for a conversation about your IT support because they value your time during the crazy pandemic. They'll give you the first 30 days for free, no charge for all of their services. And then they'll pay you another $1,000 if you decide to leave in the first 30 days for your trouble. They don't anticipate that you're going to leave, but if you do, they'll shake your hand, they'll put you back where you were, and they'll write you a check for $1,000. It is completely no risk, and they reward you for your time and for your effort. They are the best IT shop in the city, named number 1 5 years straight. They are good guys. Like I said, they are geniuses at protecting you, but they can communicate. They don't stare at their shoes. They look you in the eye, and they tell you what you need to know. ThrottleNet.com/971.
The latest local forecast and severe weather coverage you can count on from the name in St. Louis weather.
This is 97.1's Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
On 97.1 FM Talk. Powered by Air Comfort Service.
I'm not gonna lay around and whine and moan, 'cause somebody done me wrong. Don't think for a minute that I'm
The choices between us are stark, between health and sickness, between care and apathy, and yes, between life and death for too many of the people that we love. My message couldn't be simpler. It's time to hunker down. It's time to cancel everything. And if it isn't essential, don't do it. Don't meet up with others outside your household. Don't host a gathering. Don't attend a gathering. And following our targeted safer at home order, if you're able to stay home, stay home.
That is the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti. Time to cancel everything, folks. Merry Christmas.
Should have canceled that press conference.
apparently he's just now we cancel it. Now after, don't you think that these people these Democrats, and I say Democrats, like if there are Republicans doing this too, cancel them too. But don't you think that every single one of these Democrats who is putting out a rule that says that you need to live your life that way, when they don't abide by it, like especially the Austin mayor who said you need to stay at home from Cabo. Are you kidding me? Are you serious with this right now? Like he should have lost. He should be out. Whoever the vice mayor is, they have that position.
You're mayor now.
Put the vice mayor in there, or the person who was back doing his job in Austin while he was in Cabo, who he flew there in a private jet. You don't get to do that. You do not get to be a hypocrite when you're telling everyone else how dire and serious it is, and you need to live your life this way. This is a risk, we know that we're asking you to sacrifice a lot, but it's worth it. You're not sacrificing anything. The sacrifice is worth it to you because it isn't your sacrifice. And so then you tell the rest of us this is what you need to do. Otherwise, people are going to die and you're in friggin' Cabo. I've never been to Cabo, not even in a non-pandemic time. You don't get to tell people in Austin, Texas, or anywhere to not do anything if you're not willing to not do it yourself. They should be canceled immediately. There should be no opportunity for them to come back and lead their constituents in anything, in any kind of, like ribbon cutting ceremony for the new pet shop that has rescue dogs down. They shouldn't get to do anything anymore. They should be out. Real or fake news? Just threw that out.
Real news. As said by friend of the show, Brad, if the people making the rules aren't following those rules, you're being ruled. You're being ruled.
Yes.
You're not being led.
Correct.
So that's kind of where we are right now, and it gives one of the reasons why so many conspiracy theories are out there. So many people are disapproving of just any safeguards or anything like that due to COVID, is because of how disingenuous the leadership has been. It's one thing to say, I would recommend this. And it's another to say, this is the rule and you can be punished for disobeying this rule, except that rule doesn't apply to me. And so it's like, you don't actually believe in that rule. You're just exercising power over me. And that creates the impression that whatever you were attempting to accomplish with your rule isn't really true.
And there's so many of these morons.
But
there's
I love
so
seeing it.
many of them.
I love seeing it because it is so much more proof that, as Gabe just highlighted, that these people are in it for the power, and they feel like they can get away with absolutely anything. And I think that more people, whether you have an R next to your name or a D next to your name, that are citizens that might have voted for Trump or might have voted for Biden, everyone is waking up to this gimmick and saying, what? That's the person that's leading the area that I live in? How is that even possible? And I love it. I'm like, let's keep showing these people's true colors and get them the hell out.
Is there a Republican? Are any of them Republican?
I don't know. I don't know if that Austin, Texas guy was.
No, he's not.
He's
Yeah, I
not.
doubt it.
Not
I
Austin,
haven't
Texas.
seen one.
Austin, Texas is full of California relocates that left California because they hated the politics there, thought Texas was cool. Let's go to Austin. It's a neat metropolis, and let's still vote Democrat.
Dumb.
That's why every time I talk about Illinois and we put something up on our Facebook page, there's the same dozen of you, and I know who you are. I know your names. People, some of you say, move to Missouri. We'd love to have you, Annie. You'd love the show me state. And then the rest of them are like, no, leave them there. They'll take their politics over here. And I'm like, do you really think that if I move to Missouri, I'm going to start voting for Democrats? Like, do you listen to the show at all? No. I'm only going to make your really, really red state a little bit prettier red. It's not going. But that doesn't mean that the rest, it doesn't mean that if you're vacating Chicago because you can't stand the politics of Cook County and you decide to move north to Wisconsin or east to Indiana, that you're not going to take your leftist voting there. It's like, gosh, how do you not understand the consistency, the thread here between how you're having your life ruled or controlled and the politicians that are there? It's Democrats every time. Every time, because they're the only ones who are telling you that they know better how to live your life than you do. And they're the only ones who think that they have to interject themselves into your life in order to make sure that you do the right thing. Because God knows you wouldn't do it by yourself. It drives me crazy.
You know, in addition to the hypocrisy, it's also really hard to believe people who keep saying, just trust the science. I don't necessarily think that their heart is always in the wrong place. But when we're talking about something that the science has changed and the people who are delivering that quote science flip-flop so many times, that I don't blame anybody for being hypocritical if the actual data is changing, but it also makes you less trustworthy when it changes so fast.
Well,
So
the data isn't changing while you're sitting in Cabo and you're telling people to stay. It's not changing that rapidly fast.
Look, I
It's
want
not
the
changing
lady
to the fact where you're like, hey, we need a camera in here. I need to tell everybody back at home in Austin, all the way from Cabo here, that they need to keep their booties parked where they are because it's going to save lives. Also, make sure you don't show the palm trees in the background and the beachiness. Let's do this nice angle of this brick wall behind me. Give me a break.
Yeah, it would have been better if the Cabo lady didn't have shots playing in the background.
The mayor is a man, but yeah.
Oh, that shows you how well I paid attention to that video. That's a news story to me.
I really do think that this like shutdown stuff could be a drastic smack on the face to a lot of people about what it really means to be on one side of the aisle or the other. And the scary stuff that people peddle, that being a Republican makes you be, the all the ists that you become when you vote Republican. Hey, do you know Republicans? Are they like that? Or do all the Republicans that you know just happen to be the exception to the rules? Like, I'm thinking of the people in my life and how many of them vote Democrat and how many of them vote Republican. And of the Republicans that I'm thinking of, off the top of my head, none of them are racist because I associate with them. And if they were racist, they wouldn't be in my life. If they were people who looked for reasons to hate other people because they were different than them, I wouldn't want to hang out with them in my life, regardless of who they voted for. And if you're a Democrat and you're a nice person and you care about people and you are kind to me and my family, I want to hang out with you too. If you're a Democrat and you're an a-hole, I don't want to hang out with you either. Just like I don't want to hang out with anybody who votes Republican who also in turn is an a-hole. A-holes are a bipartisan problem.
We discriminate against a-holes.
Yes. And I really wish we could get to the point where we would call all the people who are like racists and homophobic and sexist and misogynist, like, actually those people all belong to the same party, the a-hole party. They're all jerks. They all suck. And they all suck for pretty much the same overall reason, because they are hateful to people. It doesn't matter what you believe. To me, I don't want to get into what you believe about things. I just don't want you to be a jerk to other people. I don't want you to be an a-hole to other people. And if you have a specific belief and you don't treat other people with any more hate or any less love, even though your beliefs are a specific way, that's none of my business. Just go about being good people to each other. Be kind to one another instead of always trying to go out and divide everybody. You know, like, politicians pretty much on both sides of the aisle, but the left definitely swims deep in the ocean of identity politics. They're the ones always telling us how we're different. They're always the ones who are telling us why, because we're different, we need XYZ. Because, Annie, you're a female, you know what you need? You need to understand women's issues, and who cares about those women's issues? Well, excuse me while I wait and let you tell me what women's issues are, because I got a lot of issues, and I could tell you about them, and I don't know if they're going to fit in your women's issues bucket, and I don't know if my women's issues are going to be the same as Katie's women's issues. And it's also possible that the issues that I have could be the same issues that Gabe or Ryan have, and they could be important to all of us, but yet our genders are different. Hard to tell. But the one who's always reminding you that you're different is the one who wants to peg you to the wall with a label if you're on the wrong side of the aisle. It's all currency. They're peddling division for their own personal power and benefit. And then a lot of these people get in there and then they go to Cabo and then they tell you to stay home. It's just really unbelievable.
You know,
how about we all go to Cabo? That would be better.
Yeah, and fair. because then we'd all be there. One of the things I think that the left has been very, very successful at, to your point though, Annie, is making sure that you can't have an opinion out of what they've labeled you as. So I can't have any opinions about anything other than things that affect white male Christian, and everybody has
Nothing
to stay
affects
within
you. You
their
have
lane.
everything going for you. You've got no problems. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do a little real or fake news. I already threw one out there before. It was a little precursor. Katie and Ryan and Gabe and I will make bold statements and then fight about them. Sounds riveting. You should stick around and listen to it. Or watch us on Facebook.com/Annie Frey Show or the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Stick around. We'll be right back with real or fake.
Lay around and whine and moan, 'cause somebody done.
You're listening
done
to
me
the
wrong.
Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating over 50 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Brought to you by AbbVie.
Get ready for SEC football. Saturdays in Columbia, Missouri will look different than ever before. Your support during this time is needed now more than ever. A Southeastern Conference only schedule. It's the cream of the crop. It's SEC football at Faroe Field. To support your Tigers, contact the Tiger Scholarship Fund. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit tsfmizzou.com. MIZ.
Win enough cash for a tropical vacation, a new car, or a new entertainment system, and help local charities. You could win the STL 50-50 raffle. 50% to local charities, 50% to the winner. It's a win-win. Here's this month's charity.
This is Pat with Youth in Need. Your 50-50 ticket will help us serve kids and families in crisis throughout the St. Louis area.
Each month, a new charity, a new winner. Enter at STL5050.com. Powered by Giveable, a St. Louis nonprofit.
Take a moment and rate your lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a life that's nothing like the life you were promised after getting good grades, a college degree, and a good job in corporate America. 10 is the life of your dreams. If you answered anything less than a 10, tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
If you are looking for a home warranty, please check out my friends at Upkeep Home Warranty and Maintenance. You know, that maintenance part of their title is extremely important. Most home warranty companies out there want to deny your claim due to lack of maintenance. They claim you haven't been taking care of your equipment over time, so they don't have to help you out. Well, at Upkeep, they completely eliminate that worry by sending their own technicians out to your home 4 times a year to do the general maintenance for you. And if you ever need service done, they will either repair or replace your equipment, and that work is also being done by an Upkeep employee. It's not a third-party contractor trying to upsell you. Their plans are extremely affordable. You can even divide your payments up over the 12 months of the year. And when you use code DGS, you get $100 off your service. To check out all of their different home warranty plans, go to their website, upkeepstl.com. That's upkeepstl.com.
Menards has the best selection of Wi-Fi controlled thermostats from Honeywell. Upgrade to an energy-saving unit that can be controlled from your smartphone, or pair with your Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant to let you customize your heating and cooling cycles. Some units qualify for local utility rebates based on your zip code. Visit menards.com for details. Save on Honeywell thermostats from Menards. Price is good through December 13th. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
More seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
The Tim Jones Show.
Chris Markowski. You only have one life, and you have to go out and you have to live it. If you're someone that is at risk and needs to be taking precautions, God bless you, go do it.
Tim Jones, Sunday nights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
This song goes out to all those Democrat rulers out there in Cabo. I mean, seriously. Every time this happens, it's just got to just chafe the American people one at a time, over and over and over again. Seriously, I can't handle it.
Unless you thought
it would have been really awesome if he also had like a drink in his hand at the same time, like a fruity drink with an umbrella in it. Just like, guys.
Sitting on the table, he just bats it off the table. Clink, 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 as it falls on the floor. He walks away and he's wearing a nice, suit coat and button up and board shorts when he gets up and walks away.
Right. Just covered in snow crab.
It's just so maddening to be ruled by an elite class of people who don't follow their own rulings. Barr makes me crazy. All right, we do every Friday we do a little segment called Real or Fake News. We're gonna do that again right now. Does anybody have one they're dying to get off their chest? Ryan raises his hand. What do you got, Ryan?
The absolute worst Christmas song
Oh.
that gets any attention anyway is Bruce Springsteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
I love
that one.
Santa Claus. I'm sorry, I don't like Bruce Springsteen at all. So put that in your.
There are worse
slogan.
ones.
Fake.
There
There
are
are
worse.
worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney's. Simply
Oh, no, I like that
Heaven.
No, that's terrible too. I would say that
Last
there is a
Christmas.
basement floor of terrible Christmas songs, and that Bruce Springsteen one is absolutely on there. But it is tied for first of worst Christmas songs, with probably another 30 songs that I could think of. Last Christmas is terrible. Somebody said the
What?
George Michael song with the Wham song. Which one is that?
Yes.
That's that one. Last Christmas. That's
Oh,
George
that is
Michael.
Last Christmas. That is
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what? When that song first hit, it came out way after it was released, because it was released in like the mid '80s, and nobody ever played it until the early 2000s. I don't think.
Oh
And when it first came out, I actually kind of enjoyed it because the rhyme structure is so weird in that song. But other than that, I'm pretty tired.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Why are you yelling at me? Stop it. This is supposed to be a hat. It's like a threat. It's like a warning. Alert! Alert!
He's
Alert!
laughing the whole time. Like he's singing and laughing.
At the beginning, he's like, hey, you guys been good this year.
I'm Bruce Springsteen. You're gonna like it because I'm Springsteen. Oh my gosh. Mariah Carey's song, like, what is it?
So This Is
I
Christmas?
don't want a lot this Christmas.
What is it? Oh.
Is that the
That's it.
one?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Every year they come out with a story. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Tony Colombo's Annie Are You Okay? So I won't look it up and give the actual numbers. But when you hear how much money she's made off of that song, it just makes you hate the song even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that one is a victim of its own success because, it's a cute little ditty, right?
Mhm.
But you hear it 4 million times between
Mariah Carey would
Thanksgiving
slap you
and-
across the face for calling any of her songs, quote, a cute little ditty. I think that the diva herself would not be okay with, it's a cute little ditty. It's probably the meanest
You're
thing
right.
you can say to Mariah.
I
The
have
queen.
Right.
I have a small plug, and I'd be remiss if I didn't plug it. Ryan Wiggins on our Christmas special.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Sings
tells
Bruce Springsteen.
he tells the origin story of Mariah Carey and that song, and that's happening on Christmas Day, people. So
That's
listen
right.
up.
We do have a Christmas
We
special
do,
coming.
and it's
Maybe we
happening
could
all day
scoop that
long.
one. Maybe we could play that. Maybe we can play that before Christmas just for fun.
Yeah.
At some point.
That's good.
Gabe, you got a real or fake for us?
Sure. Just weigh in here. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I've never seen Die Hard, so
I don't think
Now-
the three of us have.
You wait. Hold on. Stop. None of you have seen.
No.
I'm.
Look.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to feel right now. I'm just.
Look, here's the thing, Gabe, and I'm really showing my colors here. I've never seen Die Hard,
Why's it got to be about color?
and everything is. And the reason now is because it's more interesting that I've never seen Die Hard
Yeah.
or Top
no.
Gun than it would be to actually watch those movies.
We are part of the few.
No. No. It is one of it. It actually basically created the modern action movie genre.
So this is what
But-
CNN feels like when they report something and the majority of people aren't paying any attention to anything going on. They're like,
I
yeah,
think
it's a
that's- I
Christmas
think that's
movie.
what
Of course it
happens.
is. CNN said so.
I have a.
But here, I'll put it this way for the Die Hard haters out there listening. Look, the movie is actually about a guy trying to reconcile with his wife and put his family back together for Christmas.
That sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Just terrorists just happen to get in the way.
Yippee Ki-Yay! Is that from that movie?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
yeah, I've seen the commercial. Does that count?
I know that. I like Bruce Willis.
I do too. I really
All right.
like. I like.
Katie,
it.
go
Okay,
ahead.
guys, you have to watch this movie.
I don't
You
know.
have to.
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
I don't
Come
know. I think many people will stop being activists as soon or / if Trump leaves the White House.
That's real. That's real. Look, remember? Does anybody remember Code Pink? Remember when they showed up during the Bush years?
Yeah.
They disappeared for Obama, and Obama droned more people than Bush ever did.
So here, the thing about the activism stuff is I think that more people do it. I don't think that the initial causes that they're being active about are set up this way, but I think people latch onto it because it makes them feel good about themselves. It's a virtue signally kind of thing. So I think a lot of it will depend on how people are feeling about themselves. When you see all these loser celebrities come out and be like, I think it's time to unify, reach out to a Trump supporter and see how they're doing. I'm like, you can shut them up. Did you put your hand on the dump button, Katie?
No. I did not.
You reached in the general direction of the, and I was like, ooh, do I get to say something fun here?
Go for it.
No.
So, I honestly think that as long as Trump is living and tweeting, there's going to be a need for the activism. So I'm going to say fake news on that.
I'm going to agree in that the causes that the people are so passionate about just immediately go away. And that, just like Gabe said, with anti-war with Bush, it was like that just went away and nobody cared if Obama did it. Like, the cause is dead, but the activists are still there. That's the position that I would take.
Mm-hmm. I got a real or fake. I think that this might be in the Die Hard category. I think that Disney World and Disneyland, the Disney company, is going to do more to get people who are millennial and younger to pay attention to politics than anything in the election has. And I'll tell you why. Because Disney has just announced, I think it's another 2,700 people who are going to be let go. That's on top of the 28,000. Actually, I think the number is up to 32,000 people who work for Disney World and Disneyland are now going to be let go. And you want to know why? Because Disneyland is completely shut down, and they're saying it's going to potentially be completely shut down through next summer. And I watch a lot of Disney stuff on YouTube just as a place to get away. And these YouTubers who live in California are all talking about leaving California and coming to Florida because they just don't see the lifestyle going back to normal. They are now realizing, what's the difference between Florida and California? What is making it different? Well, there's Governor Ron DeSantis in Florida who was just asked this past week, if Biden gets in and he calls for a national shutdown, are you going to do that? And he said, absolutely not. There will be no shutdowns. There will be no businesses closed. Kids will be in school. Florida will be open. So I think Disney is going to cut a nerve in these folks where the entire election, it was all Trump or no Trump. I think they're actually going to look at political parties now because of this.
Yeah, I'll say real news. I'll agree with that, except that I would broaden it beyond Disney. Just other big businesses like that people are being affected by. Although Disney is really an obvious one because everybody knows it.
It's so influential.
Yeah.
It's such an influential company. It is everywhere. And you also kind of don't want to... I think that's 100% real news. And I'm just going, like, right as you said that, Annie, about Disney, I was thinking about all the podcasters that were that don't like Trump. They love California. They love living that lifestyle and quickly moved from California to a different
Nashville,
state.
Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're going to free places.
Yep.
Because they have to know the politics discerning between the two. I don't know how far it will take them, but when you take Trump out of the equation, I think it becomes a little more clear for people to look at the policies on each side, and I think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So, who else has got one real quick before we go? Anybody else have one that got to get out?
One-way aisles in grocery stores are the dumbest COVID restriction.
Real news.
Worthless.
It's probably the way I feel the worst about myself because I always don't look until I realize that somebody's looking at me, and then there's your eyes meet, and then you both don't realize what is the right way, and you judge each other and feel guilty at the same time, and then you both slowly pan back to look at the arrow, and then you know who the crap person is.
Not that that's ever happened.
And it's usually me.
Is that still put in place? Like the aisle thing? Is that still
I never know
happening?
until I'm in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah, the stickers still
the stickers are there.
halfway there.
Wow, I have not experienced that, and I don't know if that's my
Is that because
area.
are you the person who never even you've never even considered? They're
even look
probably in
down.
all of the stores you're in, Katie.
Yep. Not even looking down, not a once.
Katie
through
looks
every
up
store.
at people's faces because she likes people, and the rest of us look down because I don't want to make eye contact.
Katie's still hugging everybody in the grocery aisle.
Hi. Come over here by the Rice Krispies.
Where are the free cheese platters? Can I just taste? Why not?
I really do just picture Katie skipping through the aisles with a grocery cart. Not because of anything, just because I'm at the store.
It's going the wrong way.
Doing a group dance.
Unknowingly, unwittingly defying COVID regulations.
Oblivious.
If you do that in Edwardsville, they hit you with a club at the end of the aisle and knock
Right.
some literal sense into you. That's how it goes. And then they find
Drag you away.
your mask fell off your face when they smacked you across the face. Seriously, people, come on. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going to have more conversation here, but we're also going to get visited by somebody who is part of our favorite things, meat sticks, people. Meat sticks. That's all I have to say. Stick around. You'll learn a little bit about that and how you can shop local this Christmas season. More Annie Frey Show in just a minute. Don't go away.
What a year this has been. For St. Patrick Center clients, pandemic worries are magnified. How to pay rent, find a job, buy groceries, care for children, and more. St. Patrick Center programs and services are needed now more than ever. This holiday season, help prevent homelessness in our community. Your gift helps keep a family safe at home. To donate, visit stpatrickcenter.org. Thanks to you, veterans, families, and individuals will be home for the holidays.
Fever is the leading sign of COVID-19, so use an accurate thermometer for twice daily temperature checks. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, physicians, and nurses. Stay safe with Exergen.
Jewels on Hampton and St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler featuring Alvanza's jewel art designs with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks and sports memorabilia and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa, and jewelsonhampton.com. Call them at 314-752-5000, 314-752-5000, and jewelsonhampton.com. Jewels on Hampton.
Regardless of where you're at in life, a college degree is more than a piece of paper, more than a line on a resume. It should take you further than just your next job. Missouri Baptist University takes you places other online programs can't, because MBU opens minds and hearts as well as doors. With 15 online bachelor's and graduate degree programs, MBU offers progressive, faith-based education that meets the highest standards and the demands of your busy schedule. At MBU, you'll do more than work that checks the boxes. You'll hone your thinking and leadership skills and develop the kind of work ethic employers want and entrepreneurial success demands. Are you ready for something more? Find your light at Missouri Baptist University. Visit mobap.edu and shine on.
Find your light in 2021 through Missouri Baptist University. Missouri Baptist University is now waiving standardized tests for spring and fall 2021 admission. Online undergraduate and graduate programs begin January 11th. Learn more at mobap.edu and shine on.
For everything that's happening, with analysis that's free and fair. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Don't miss a minute. Download the radio.com app or stream the station live anytime through your smart speaker. KFTK FM Florissant, K254CR St. Louis, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group. 97.1 FM Talk, a radio.com station.
A call for urgent action. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's President-elect Joe Biden's reaction to the newest jobs report, calling it dire and grim as the push for more coronavirus relief picks up steam on Capitol Hill. The unemployment rate ticking down to 6.7%.
White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow seeing some positives in the latest jobs report, which showed that the U.S. economy added only 245,000 jobs in November, the slowest month of growth since spring.
When you look at the whole economic landscape, I would say it's still very strong, and I would say it's still a V-shaped recovery.
Unemployment benefits for an estimated 12 million people will expire at the end of the year, and the coronavirus's surge has begun touching off a new round of closures and restrictions. According to the Labor Department, there are still roughly 10 million fewer jobs than there were in February.
Fox's John Decker in Washington. The president-elect again warning that we're heading into a dark winter. While urging Congress to act now, he also says more help will be needed. California is bracing for Governor Gavin Newsom's new restrictions, which are tied to hospitalizations.
The stay-at-home order is going to be triggered whenever ICU bed capacity falls below 15% in any one of 5 regions across the state. The first one likely to be on Sunday, possibly in Northern California. Other areas are looking a little better, but it's going to last for at least 3 weeks through Christmas.
Fox's William Lajeunesse. Some businesses, including hair and nail salons, will be ordered to close, along with playgrounds, theaters, and bars. Retail, including grocery stores, will have capacity limits. Restaurants would be takeout and delivery only. Bahrain today becoming the second country after Britain to approve Pfizer's vaccine for COVID-19 for emergency use. The FDA holds a hearing next week. America is listening to Fox News.
At home with Robert, retired burglar and family man.
Carolers! That's the holiday spirit. Speaking of which, Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. Right now, you can get 40% off a new system and a free camera at simplysafe.com/holiday. That's 40% off the system U.S. News named the best of 2020. Simply Safe protects your whole home 24/7 with monitoring by professionals. The sale ends soon, so go to simplysafe.com/holiday for 40% off and a free camera today.
I hired Nuptial Num-Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Cancun?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Any light moisture of rain and snow out of the picture now, or at least it's just about out of the picture. Otherwise, it's just a cloudy afternoon, and it's kind of cold, 42, 43 for most of us. Clouds this evening, turning partly cloudy late night, 29. Friday, partly sunny, 48. Saturday and Sunday, partly to mostly sunny skies, 45 on Saturday, 42 on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a right fit for you. And check out the podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's digital editor, Megan Crane.
You have been hearing the phrase, others can't compete with Complete. So just exactly what does that mean? Well, at Complete Auto Body, they are the leaders in the industry and always strive to be the best. They offer touchless service, and they are proud to offer pickup and delivery to any of their services. Your safety is the utmost importance to them as they sanitize their shop several times a day. They are also offering $50 off any repair, big or small, for any new customers, even if the repair is $49. And then it's free for our first-time customers that require our auto body collision repair and or our mechanical service repairs. Lastly, while we repair your vehicle, don't worry. We have you covered with our loaner cars for only $9.99 per day while the car is in repair. To put it simply, they offer the complete experience. This is where they show you Complete's mission. They are a family and will serve you as if you were one of their own. With 5 convenient locations, others can't compete with Complete. CompleteAB.com.
Guys, 2020 has been a rough year on everyone, and that includes your wife or girlfriend. So spoil her this Christmas by treating her to some rest and relaxation with the world's softest pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. She'll love the way the world's softest pajamas feel, and you'll love the way they look. They're silky smooth on the outside, soft like a baby bunny on the inside, to wrap her in warmth and comfort all winter long. Just the ticket for melting away her stress and helping her to relax and restore after a long day and year. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her the world's softest pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Attention St. Louis homeowners. Are you looking to sell your house without all the stress? Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis can buy your house cash and close on your timeline. No commissions, no repairs, no appraisals, no showings, no headache. Call Chris now, 314-782-7000, or go online to chrisbuysHomesSTL.com to get a free no-obligation cash offer for your house. Behind on payments? The tenant stopped paying the rent? The house needs too many repairs? Not a problem. Chris buys houses in any condition and deals with any situation. There's a reason why Chris Buys Homes is the most trusted home buyer in St. Louis. Go online to get your offer today. chrisbuysHomesSTL.com or call 314-782-7000. That's 314-782-7000.
Facts presented fairly. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Stream the station anytime at 971talk.com or download the app for your phone at radio.com. The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Forensic IT, the tech experts that find the root cause of your technical problems. ForensicIT.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Friday. Always wonderful to be able to say that. Thanks for spending some time with us today. We are very grateful for all of the time of yours that you give to us. And we want to make sure you know that. So we've been discussing Christmas decorating sort of throughout the course of the last few weeks. I am known for saying, put up your Christmas decorations whenever it makes you happy, because I don't know why anybody would exhaust energy in anger, hostility. Well, I'm just going to name names. That would be rude. I mean, I got my Christmas tree up, and it's been a long process, to say the least. It's been difficult to get this done. I have not had the Christmas spirit this year as I have had in years past. I think we all probably go through years where it's just like you're a little bit more motivated or a little bit less motivated. COVID has hit everybody. You know, there's this idea that 2020 is a cursed year. We've got 27 days left of 2020. I don't know that the calendar knows that, and that there is going to be like anything different in 2021. Do you have in your head that this is a 2020 problem? Like, does it feel like, man, once we get over this year, like, I mean, honestly, to me, it does. And then I'm like, well, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Every single time I think of 2021, I'm like, oh, things are going to be way better. That's my first initial thought.
Joe Biden's going to become president.
Well, not that.
I mean, it's possible. Not necessarily.
But regarding this pandemic, that's all we can hold on to, though, right? Like, that's all, right? That's all we can hold on to.
I know, want it to be more true than it really is.
Agree with me. No. But since March, the only thing that I can wrap my brain around is that this is going to end. And the only thing that hasn't been indefinite is that something could happen in 2021 where it can make this better. And that's how I'm surviving.
Do you guys think that in March, I mean, this was nothing that I'd ever experienced before. This level of reaction to something that exists outside of my own control or anybody's control, for that matter. I remember when Pritzker shut everything down in March, and I'm like, wow, this is very serious. And all the Missouri people were like, look at you guys go over there. And then everything else started closing down a little bit. And then I remember when it got extended through April, and my jaw dropped. And then I heard people saying in circles, in the education circles, the kids won't go back to school. And I thought, that's unbelievable. How could they not go back to school? And then they started saying, I bet you they don't even go back to school in August. And it was just like unreal. Well, it's December 4th, and a lot of you have kids at home right now, or grandkids at home right now. I mean, Gabe, did you think in March, realistically, that in December we would still be absorbing the punch of COVID?
No, because back in March they were selling us the 15 days to flatten the curve.
You know, like in the biblical sense, like when you go back to the Hebrew, there's like 3 or 4 different Hebrew words for day in the Bible, and like one of them might mean 1,000 years. Like the actual, if you have to go back to the actual context of the
long
Pentateuch.
period of time.
Yes, maybe that's what they meant.
Yeah, by 15 days
in the old Hebrew sense.
It must have been on the subtitles,
right?
Yeah.
And my TV wasn't formatted, so it cut them off on the bottom or something. I mean, it's unbelievable to think that we're still this restricted, and that the virus, I mean, it still is here. There are still people who are suffering from this. Hospitals are full. If you look at the normal capacity in December, it's kind of relative to what a normal December capacity would be, but COVID is still a real part of our existence. We still have to live accordingly. And in some places, you don't even have to think for yourself. They'll do all the thinking for you. Go ahead.
I thought this would be a 2020 problem that would end this year, because I thought the election would solve so many things, and not necessarily that politics would be the solution to the problems, but that we would have clarity one way or the other, which way we were going to go, what direction the country was headed. You know, was the COVID? I mean, in March, I didn't think COVID was going to last this long either. But as the year wore on, I really looked to November to be that will probably decide things, and we'll start to calm down after that. But here we are.
Yeah, I just, the idea of I can take anything. I just need to know, how long do I have to take it?
Mhm.
You know, if you've ever had to deal with anything that's really difficult, if you know there's a timeline on it, if you know that there's an end date or period, if you're going through some sort of treatment and you know that I've got to do this and this is what I have to do for my health, and the treatment is going to be from point A to point B, let me get through this. It gives you strength to know the context of the time. Joe Biden is saying in January, he is going to ask, so kind of him, you to wear a mask for 100 days. That will be a year after Donald Trump had assembled his coronavirus team, not necessarily the task force, but the coronavirus team to start looking into this, which was also why, while Adam Schiff and the Democrats were 100% focused on impeaching the president, not at all on COVID. They had no concern about that. And in fact, about a month after that, Nancy Pelosi was in Chinatown, basically telling you, if you didn't go to Chinatown, you were racist. This is the truth. January 14th, 2020, excuse me. January 14th, the WHO is telling the world on their Twitter, this isn't really spread. There's no evidence this is human to human spread. Oh, okay. How about that? And here we are. And in January, if Joe Biden becomes the president, you'll be asked for 100 days to wear a mask. I wonder how many people are just going to change their ways after that. I don't know.
We're already 200 some odd days into that 15 days, you know.
I told you,
only
it's
200
days
some odd
in the
days.
biblical sense, in the Hebrew biblical sense. And this is something I'm pulling back from my high school, Lutheran high school education. It's that the Hebrew for day could be several different words, and you have to go back to the original context. And I don't know how to read Hebrew, so I'm really just taking someone else's word for it to begin with.
Yeah,
so
what Pritzker meant
Decimal
was
words for snow.
epoch of time, not day.
Yeah. Well, each day
Pritzker does that a lot.
we're trying to do something to shed some light on local businesses in the Christmas season. We want to make sure that while it's more difficult to shop local in some capacity, and it's super easy to do the Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, we want to highlight some things that we really like and shine that spotlight on things that we know that you're really going to like. We're going to do that right now.
It's time for our favorite things on the Annie Frey Show.
So today's guest is Dustin Rickman, and he is with Fire Creek Snack Sticks. And I have had Fire Creek Snack Sticks. This is one of my absolute favorite on-the-go snacks. And I will tell you what, Dustin, I think it was for my dad's birthday. My mom ordered a case of these, like all of the individual boxes that you can buy, the individual ones at Walmart or wherever you guys have them all. My dad wanted Fire Creek Snack Sticks for his birthday, and my mom delivered. And now I just like to go over and sneak one out of their pantry every once in a while. Dustin, welcome to the show. I want you to have the opportunity to talk about your local product, and people can learn more at firecreeksnacks.com. Thanks for coming on the show. What can you tell us about it?
Sure thing. Thanks, Annie. Really appreciate the opportunity. So Fire Creek Snacks, we're a very local company. We're based in Jerseyville, Illinois. So if people aren't familiar with that, it's about half an hour north of St. Louis, small farm town, about 7,000 people. And listeners may have also heard of Hanson Meat Company. So that's my business partner, Ryan's family-owned businesses. He's a third-generation owner of those butcher shops. So there's one in Alton, Illinois. There's also one in Jerseyville. So Fire Creek kind of grew out of his passion for hickory smoked meats, and he created them. And I was fortunate enough to become his partner about a year and a half ago on the marketing side. And we've had a lot of growth, a lot of support in St. Louis and really across the whole country.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome to have seen your story as it has grown, especially since you have been with a friend of 97.1 for quite some time. You guys were just starting to really take this to the next level. A lot of golfers like to carry these with them in their golf bag. I think it's a great thing to keep in your purse or your briefcase if you want to snack on the go. And also how they're made. It's a very natural product. What can you tell us about what you offer with Fire Creek Snack Sticks and kind of the brags that you have about them?
Yeah, absolutely. So for people listening, they may envision if you say snack stick or meat stick, they think of what they see on the corner gas station. And we really consider ours to be a craft version of that. So they actually have no artificial ingredients. They're gluten-free. There's no MSG or nitrates or a lot of the stuff that traditionally would pull people away from that part of the convenience store. So we certainly serve traditional, meat snack people like golfers and hunters and hikers. But what we've found is, yoga moms and people that have gluten-free kids or kids with food allergies. This is a very friendly product for all ages and for the whole family. And so we really felt like we've opened the category up. It's just made differently. One of the big differentiators, as soon as you open a Fire Creek snack stick, is you can smell the smoke, literally. We use real hickory smokehouse for the creation of them instead of liquid smoke, which is what almost all the mass-produced snack sticks in the category use.
Yeah, the thing that I really like about them, first of all, as somebody who traditionally is moving around a lot, I'm on the go quite a bit. They're nice and reliable to be able to keep with you. But I also love, my parents have them at their house. It's not a snack that I'm going to worry about my kids having. It's good for them. The protein is there, and the taste, the flavor is amazing. You have teriyaki, original, and then there's a spicy one too, right?
Yeah, there is. And early next year, we'll be unveiling our 4th flavor. It's going to be a sweet heat barbecue. So kind of a smoky barbecue. It's actually my favorite flavor. We've had a lot of fun testing that and kind of perfecting the recipe. But yeah, that's our main 3 flavors right now. And we have some seasonings, some rubs that kind of complement, kind of take the same approach of just like a bold, classic, spices and seasonings that we use in the sticks.
So they're wonderful stocking stuffers. They are great gifts. I think that they would be amazing gifts for, people on your staff, your team to tell them happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And they're super easy to get. I want you to tell us all of the different ways that you can get to a box of Fire Creek snack sticks, because as I said, you've grown so fast. You're in Walmart now, which is no small feat. You're a local company, and I see the end cap of Fire Creek snack sticks when I'm going to check out at Walmart or whatever. But where can people go to shop, to get these, to try these, and give them out to folks on Christmas?
Yeah, absolutely. Locally in the St. Louis area, we are in most of the Walmarts. We've had some attrition there, honestly, with COVID. They've had higher priorities for different products to sell under optional end caps. But we're in all the on-the-run stores in the St. Louis region as well. We're, of course, in the 2 Hansen retail locations. We're in a lot of True Value and Ace Hardwares as well, but we're not in all of them. So the most reliable source is really to go online. I think we've all become much more comfortable ordering things, including food, online. And so we offer free shipping all the time. So it's super convenient. So people can go to firecreeksnacks.com, and we've created a coupon code also. So if they put in Annie, your name, they'll save 15% off and again, get free shipping. Yeah. So, and you mentioned the Christmas gifts. It's been a really busy season, and we've created a gift box that you'll see on there. It gives a variety pack of different snack stick flavors, as well as both rubs. Threw some stickers in there. It comes in a really cool kind of custom branded box that I think any snack lover would like to open up on Christmas morning.
Yeah, for sure. I know that I would be happy to get these. Okay, so the coupon code is Annie, and you save 15%. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Sweet. Firecreeksnacks.com. I speak from somebody who has had these in my own home and love them, and have shared them with people, and then they end up buying them. It's a great gift to give anybody who would enjoy a delicious snack. And again, I want to stress that you guys are local. You're building this thing right here. You started in Jersey. You said Jerseyville, right? Correct. Okay. So Jerseyville, Illinois, and you've grown and you've grown and you've grown, and we want to continue to help you do that. Thank you so much, Dustin. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and encourage people to go to firecreeksnacks.com, place a big order, but make sure you type in Annie there as a promo code and save 15%. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's really exciting. Thanks, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate your support, Annie, and the support of the 97.1 listeners.
Absolutely. We are happy to do so. Dustin, thanks for being part of our favorite things this holiday season. All right, we're going to take a quick break now, and we are going to come back with a little bit of Ask Me Anything. This is where you get to ask us anything. If you want to participate on the Facebook Live, facebook.com/Annie Frey Show, or the Annie Frey YouTube page, send us a question, something you've always wanted to know, and we will answer them. We'll ask each other questions as well. And on the break, firecreeksnacks.com. Place your order. I love the teriyaki personally. The spicy ones are good, but I need to have a drink along with it.
They're so good.
They're so delicious.
Good.
And the original is amazing. I'm really excited about that new flavor, though, for sure.
I know.
Annie,
Absolutely.
if you're thinking of some Christmas ideas for your girl,
I think I'm gonna place an order and put that promo code Annie in here. And
If you can remember it.
Yeah, no kidding.
It'd be hard to remember.
That's so cool. I didn't know that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
FireCreekSnacks.com. Put in the code Annie to save 15%. And Kev on Facebook says, wash those Fire Creek snacks down with some Stumpy Spirits. You ain't lying, Kev. You ain't lying. Put some of that in your golf bag, too. Just put a little Stumpies and a few snack sticks. There's a winner right there. All right, quick break. We come back. Ask me anything. Ask us questions on our Facebook Live and the YouTube Live. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute.
But I can't help myself. No, I can't help myself. No, no. Caught up in the middle of it. No, I can't help myself. No, I can't help myself.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Caught up in the middle of it.
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Something I can't. Maybe I'm looking.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
If you want the garage door company trusted here since 1926, always look for the Red Ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the only authorized dealer of the genuine, original overhead door products in St. Louis. Get same-day service and repair on all brands of garage doors and openers. Convenient evening and weekend appointments available for no extra charge. Visit the showroom or schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. Call 314-781-5200.
An unprecedented year like 2020 calls for an unprecedented holiday offer from Diamonds Direct. So, for the first time ever during December, we're allowing 4 years zero-interest financing on anything and everything. It's our way of helping you make her holiday one to remember. Just pick any beautiful piece of jewelry, take the price, divide by 48, and that's your payment. A $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. And we have the gifts women love. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstones, all new fashion jewelry from top designers. And of course, the largest selection of engagement rings and certified diamonds in the country. After all she's been through in 2020, now's the perfect time to let her know how much you love her. Reward her with a gift that is romantic, timeless, and symbolic. And with 48 months zero-interest financing, you can afford to splurge. Diamonds Direct, helping you make that magical moment this holiday season. Shop online at diamondsdirect.com or in person in our showroom. Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
Clarendale Clayton, refined senior residences coming in summer 2021 to the corner of Clayton and Hanley Roads truly is the center of it all, offering elegance, hospitality, and a wealth of amenities. Clarendale Clayton features 13 floors of independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Information Center is now open. Call 314-208-3025 or visit ClarendaleClayton.com.
Another reading from the Golden Oak Lending Book of Mortgage Lingo. What is a cash-out refinance? It's doing a cannonball from your porch.
Watch out!
That new car smell. A new college graduate in the family.
With a BA in business and a minor in medieval Renaissance poetry.
Reading the words, paid in full.
Woohoo! Did it!
At Golden Oak Lending, we speak mortgage and love translating it for our customers. Right now, rates are at a low 2.5%. Call 314-567-GOLD or visit us online at goldenoaklending.com and talk with an experienced local loan officer who will guide you every step of the way. NMLS 114937, 2.5% fixed, 2.655% APR on conventional 15-year mortgage with 30% equity and approved credit. 111 West Port Plaza, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's challenging anytime a child's hospitalized over the holidays, maybe now more than ever. Mark Cox here. Your gifts to SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital provide hope, healing, and comfort to all these patients, regardless of their ability to pay. Your donations to the Tree of Hope support the Children's Fund. The money might help with resources to keep the kids from falling behind in school or for the latest clinical studies that might otherwise be unavailable here. Join me in 971 FM Talk and give a gift of hope at glennon.org.
Coping-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal.
Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
I'm a huge fan of the show.
People are talking about the Annie Frey Show.
As a conservative woman who's in my 20s, I'm my own person. That's the beauty of being a woman.
Weekdays from noon to 3 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Good love. Good love. Good love, good love, good love, good love. Oh, always on, always on. Oh, always on the way. I heard him say, yeah, yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm buying some Fire Creek snack sticks.
My mouth is watering at the thought.
I bought a box. I've never put my name in before to save money. Every time I have to type my name in a field, I am spending money, which is exciting. I just placed an order for a box of 20 kicker sticks and a box of 20 teriyaki sticks, and I cannot wait. And I put the discount code Annie in, and I saved $11.70.
Woo!
Wow, you bought a big box then.
2 boxes.
2 boxes. There you go.
Man.
Yeah, pretty excited about that. All right,
Nice.
so we just had Fire Creek. It's firecreeksnacks.com, part of our favorite things, a local meat snack, meat stick, which is delicious. We've all had them. They are amazing. And if you go to firecreeksnacks.com and put in, when you order, put in Annie, A-N-N-I-E, you'll save 15%. So I encourage you to do that. Didn't know that was going to happen. I want to make sure I promote that as much as possible. All right, we do Ask Me Anything every Friday, and we're going to do it now.
If you have anything to ask me, just go ahead.
I want the truth!
Say it.
Thank you for your honesty. You can't handle the truth! And the truth shall set you free!
So, Ask Me Anything is a segment where we go around and we ask each other questions and get to know each other a little bit more. Katie always has fun ones. Ryan always has weird ones, and Gabe always has pensive ones, and I always have ones I write down at the last second. Katie, we'll go with the fun one first.
Sure, awesome. What was something that your teachers always wrote down about you on your report card so that your parents could see it?
That's a good one.
It's I was thinking about this because one of my good childhood friends who we had kindergarten class together, she tagged me on a post on Facebook saying, "This is for all the girls that got she talks too much on the report cards." And I'm like, the list goes on and on. My report card was always just like littered with things that my teachers were like, "You need to get Katie under control." And it never happened. And my mom was like, "Not gonna happen."
Let's get Steve to write you a report card and see what he says.
Let's do it. I'm sure it'll be well. You
And
know,
we'll tie your salary to it.
Fair.
It better be glowing.
For my report cards, so I would often get like really complimentary, nice. I was not a talker in class. I am a rule follower, and that always came as a surprise to my parents because at home I was not. And then it would be, like I would get really good reviews or whatever they are on my report card, and then my parent, like, that's supposed to make you happy, right? And my parents would be like, "Why aren't you like this at home?" And I'm like, "I don't know, because you're yelling at me."
Because I'm comfortable here. I can be myself.
I'm a middle child, and I'm a very stereotypical angsty middle child. And when I was at school, I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to get good grades. Like, I remember distinctly in 3rd grade, we did your multiplication tables. Like, I needed to be the person who got through them the first. And I would try to help other people if they needed help or whatever. And then I get home and just pick fights with everybody. So, yes. If anything, it was like kind of a double-edged sword. Like, your daughter is wonderful and we're so happy to have
So
her.
helpful.
And then my parents just like slow pan look at me like, "Really?"
You're grounded.
Yeah, exactly.
You're grounded again, Annie.
What about you, Ryan?
Mine were always really annoying. They were. I'll list a few that I remember. It was always stuff like smart, athletic, charming, thoughtful.
Handsome.
the example.
Are you reading Gabe's?
It's funny. I too, as much as I rebel against everything all the time for no reason, was very much a rule follower when I was in grade school, especially. So I kind of towed the line. The teachers liked me.
Dang. Where are my people at? Come on, Gabe.
This was supposed
Give
to
me
be
something.
Well,
Ask Me Anything, not real or fake news.
No, I was one of those teacher's pet kids too, so I got the
on,
pleasure
people.
to having class.
See? See?
But
Katie
but
wanted
I can.
to spill the tea here.
I know,
She just
like-
spilled it all over herself.
Somebody give me
But
some
but
good
but my
stuff.
daughter got a lot of the talks too much to her neighbors. So I feel
Mine
you.
was always like disrupting the class, and I really didn't. I really did disrupt the class.
Yeah, right.
It was other people around
If
me.
any of Katie Bailey's former teachers, educators are calling us, please, or listening right now, please call 314-241-9797 and you can have the rest of the show.
No.
We'll just listen
Katie.
to what you got to say.
No.
Katie, I will say that when I figured out that I actually have a sense of humor that other kids liked, that one year I got a disruptive in class one.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm
There
with
we
you. At
go.
least on the. There was 1 year where that happened, and then everybody decided not to like me again.
Ryan, you got a question?
How about a product, specifically a food, but really it could be any product that you desperately wish would come back, that they've discontinued, that you want to come back? Now, if you need a second to think, I'll tell you my two.
Oh, I know one. Go ahead.
Oh, you know? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Daily Defense shampoo and conditioner from somewhere around circa mid to late 90s. I can smell that smell in my memory. And I want to smell it again. And I remember, same thing with herbal essences. Like if you grew up when herbal essences came, I mean, you guys remember the herbal essences commercials that used to be out? It was like, it was really like risque for
Yeah,
the
they're
90s.
kind of hot.
Yeah,
I mean, a little risque.
Okay.
Gosh.
But the herbal essences was a big deal in the late 90s. And I remember it was like a big deal for me to be able to get that kind of shampoo and conditioner for myself. And it has such a strong smell. And then, I don't know, 5 years ago, herbal essences came back and it was a big deal. And I'm like, now new Daily Defense. I think it's Clairol Daily Defense. And I would give anything to smell that smell again. I just
good.
love
That's a good
it.
one.
All right, go ahead. What do you got, Ryan?
I was going to say that, does anybody remember PB Crisps? They were a little Planters product that were based on peanuts and peanut butter, and they were kind of a mixture of actual peanut crispiness on peanut butter. Oh my gosh.
Not as well as you clearly do.
No, I don't remember that.
Remember
at all.
like
Braille
it was
off
yesterday.
Just so you know, you missed out in 1996, apparently. 'Cause they were not around long. They were not a successful product.
Katie, what do you guys got?
Gabe, you want to go?
I think there's this one candy bar that Reese's came out with. You know, Reese's been experimenting for a while, and they have this one called a Fast Break, and I haven't seen those in ages.
Oh, they're still around.
But are they still around? 'Cause
Yeah.
I cannot
Ryan
find
can
them.
tell you 5 locations.
Oh
near
yeah,
you, just
they're
like
everywhere.
Google.
The king size ones are amazing because it's like you just they never end. Like some king size, you're
That's
like,
awesome.
by the time you're done, I could still eat some more. But those are a good buy.
I gotta find the CVS's in your area.
Yes.
So mine, I can't think of anything like candy bar, shampoo, anything like that. But I can think of one fashionable thing that I want to come back, and that is the bubble shirts. Like I don't know how to describe it, but in the
Why don't you
90s,
I would wrap
I
myself
can't
in
find them
bubble wrap.
anywhere. I cannot find these bubble shirts. Maybe I'll look on Etsy or something.
If you could find it, you'd wear it right now.
I would wear it.
You're not waiting for fashion to say it's okay. You're waiting to find it.
I want it to come back around, and
Have
I
you
want to
checked
be able
at
to
the
find it.
QTs next to the Fast Break king
Do you
size.
guys like? They're like these weird, crinkly, nasty shirts that I loved, and they would always start with like dark blue on top and then fade to like a light blue. It was disgusting and wonderful at the same time.
Yeah, take
I
Amy's
want those
advice
to
and
come
try
back.
your nearest gas station for
It's
your
probably where you'll
future
find
fashion
them.
needs.
Especially like in
I'm on a
in central Illinois, in between 50 miles of cornfields and 50 more miles of cornfields. You can buy
Oh,
a
man,
lot of
that's a
things
good
at those gas stations. Gabe, you
Yeah.
got a question?
Sure. Do you have any friends that you consider family?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because ours is our next door neighbors. We're kind of, I consider him my brother and her my sister, and their kids are our nieces and nephews. So it's really nice,
Yeah, I would say
especially because we're so far from our actual family.
Melissa and Eric are family to me. They're my our bestest friends, and COVID's really kicked that in the pants. They've got a child that has immunodeficiency concerns, and so they take it very seriously, as they should. And we take it very seriously as well, but they're definitely family to us.
Shout out to the Smiths family. Those were my next door neighbors growing up. And I spent the night at their house when I was 4 years old, I think. And I was inseparable with all of the kids, best friends, still to this day. And I swear on my life that the father, Ron, if you're listening, which I know that you love the station and you love the show, Ron, if you're listening, I know he would have fought my dad to walk me down the aisle if he had to. He would have just loved to do that. So yay for the Smiths. Love you guys.
Yeah, real quick shout out to the family that own Andrea's restaurant. I've grown up with them so much that I have a hard time describing them because they're technically not my family, but we do family functions with them.
This sounds like you don't really know them, but you really like.
I don't really. I've
Andrea's.
eaten at that restaurant before. Does that count?
I know the hostess.
You ever heard of an Applebee's? Man, the family that started that, I feel like family when I'm there.
Yeah, Joe on Facebook said, "Whoa, that sounded like a commercial." Oh my gosh,
It pretty much was.
By the way, it's the Browns. By the way, John Michael Brown. You probably heard his voice on this radio station. That's the borough I was talking about.
Sweet. All right, I don't have a question specifically. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Any last one you want to throw out? Diane?
I'm good.
I have one question, but it's only for Gabe and Katie.
Okay.
Why should Annie be optimistic going into 2021 instead of skeptical or pessimistic?
That's a good question.
Your hesitation.
I think I'll say this. I think because Trump has been so successful at surprising us that I would not be that surprised if his legal team just pulled some sort of magical hat, rabbit out of a hat here and pulled out some wins and got him in, because he seems to be that guy who defies all of the expectations of his naysayers. So that's what I'm kind of hanging my hat on right now.
I'm feeling good about that. What about you, Katie?
Doesn't have to be politics.
Oh, okay. Joshua on YouTube said had classes with Katie in middle school. Pretty sure she got me in trouble multiple times by talking to me in class. Busted!
I remember Josh. Listen, Josh. And I was
tell
a
us
good
more
student.
stories.
I was
Josh
a good
from
student.
detention.
But baby,
That special school I had to go to
for a little bit of time.
You guys think I'm joking?
Yeah, there were a couple months when I went to an alternative school. No big deal.
Katie, do you have any reason for me to be optimistic in 2021?
Nope.
I do,
Nope.
but it doesn't really involve the politics of it all. I think working at home was a big struggle for all of us here. And it was something that we knew that we could get over, but we didn't necessarily know how. And as time went on, we realized that we can do it, and we sound damn good doing it. But I think that
use that language in middle school.
Yeah, I
Got her in trouble.
didn't. But I think in
Josh
2021, it's only going to evolve into something better. And I think your studio at home is going to evolve into something better. And that's a blessing. You and Jared both put your heart and your soul into building that. And in the beginning, you're like, I don't really know if I can do this. And then you did it. And then this is what we're doing now. So I think that that's something to look forward to, is just being even better than what we are today.
And it's a contract year, so we'll see if this is useless halfway through 2021. Cheers, folks.
You have a lot to look forward to. A lot of work on your studio.
Now is the time where you want to really express your compliments toward the information.
More likes on the Facebook page, please.
Yes.
Or if you've got complaints, just keep those to yourself. We're not here for that. All right, Tony Colombo, when we come back with a little Annie, are you okay? Don't go away. We'll be back in just a minute.
I heard him say, yeah, yeah.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
I'm Evan, and I'm Phil, and I love Mommy's show, and I love Katie, and Mine and Sylvie.
You're
listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get in your comfort zone with 0% financing for 72 months and Carrier Cool Cash rebates on qualifying equipment when you purchase and install a new HVAC system. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
At GEHA, we believe that possible is for everyone because possible isn't perfect. It's progress and persistence. Fun and fulfilling. Whether it comes in giant leaps or small steps. And with a wide variety of medical and dental plans designed for federal employees and their families, GEHA is here to help. With open season happening until December 14th, now is the time to choose your possible. Learn more at GEHA.com.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del will show you how to retire in 2 to 5 years. Your age doesn't matter. Turn off the pundits and turn on the passive income. Tune in to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
All right, here's the deal going on right now at Cassens. You can go online, cassenscan.com, and check out the employee pricing sales taking place right there. So many people are looking for good vehicles right now, new vehicles, used vehicles. Cassens has them all, and you have the best customer sales staff when you go to Cassens. They're going to work hard to get inside your budget and get you the greatest deal on the car that you've been looking for. Kimmy said Cliff was very professional. He didn't play games back and forth about pricing. Gave us a paper and said that this was what they could do, and it was a great price. I was happy with the trade-in for my old Jeep and the price on my new Jeep, and he made sure we were 100% happy with our purchase. So much so, we came back the next week to buy a truck for him. If you're looking for somebody you can trust, somebody who you're going to want to tell other people about with this experience, it's going to be different than a lot of these other places where we know that you're going online and you're shopping for cars online. You're just looking for the best deal. Have you ever done that? Showed up to the vehicle or to the place, and that car is not really that deal. It's not really what they advertise for. Go to Cassens. Work with people. Work with people you can trust. I trust them. I've purchased multiple vehicles from them, and I hope you will too. Find them online at cassenscan.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Have you locked in on your refinance yet? What are you waiting for? Mortgage rates are still in the twos, but you need to get locked in now. You could be saving hundreds, even thousands of dollars a month. And how nice would it be to pay off all the credit cards and have cash in the bank? Get pre-approved for whatever lies ahead with a simple refinance. Apply online today with our 5-minute loan approval, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, healthcare, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Do one thing to protect the environment. It all starts with just one thing. When giving gifts this holiday season, keep environmental sustainability in mind. Avoid giving useless gifts and knickknacks. Look for durable items that will last for years. Shop for items made out of recycled material. Lastly, family heirlooms make a perfect gift. Not only will they be treasured for a lifetime, but they are an environmentally friendly gift as well. It all starts with one thing. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
The Randy Tobler Show.
On our next show, we take a deep dive into a preview of a Biden-Harris economy and a tribute to a great American we lost this week, Dr. Walter Williams.
Saturday morning from 6 to 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
They told me, ba-ra-pa-pum-pum, a newborn king to see. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. To lay before the king. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum.
Wait for it. It's Tony Colombo's favorite Christmas song, and I'd be remiss if I didn't play for it. It's a big Beebs fan. This is fun, and if you don't like this, then you hate fun. Who hates fun here, Ryan?
I do.
Me. I hate fun.
Me. It's such a
If
fun
that's the test, I hate
vibe.
fun.
Oh, grumpy Tony.
Tony, are you somebody who can appreciate a really good pop song for being a really good pop song?
Of course.
Okay. I said that as though I judged you and thought there was no possible way. It's just a fun vibe. Plus Busta Rhymes comes in, and I'm always a fan of that. Real quick before we get to Nanny, are you okay? I just asked if Tony had a story that had to do with PlayStation 5 because I just came across this headline in my Yahoo story.
Is it the air sanitizer story? This
Shush.
is great.
Man's wife makes him sell his PlayStation 5 after realizing it wasn't an air purifier.
What did he try to pass it off as an air purifier?
I can only imagine what else is going on in that house.
Oh no.
That is
Honey, I need to
great.
push these buttons to
epic.
make sure that it continues to work right. I just
Well,
it's got a fan on.
Hours?
Yeah, how long did she think it was an air purifier?
Oh my god.
A Taiwanese man was forced to part with his PlayStation 5 last month after his wife discovered that he had lied to her about it being an air purifier. A heartbreaking story comes courtesy of Jin Woo, who turned out to be the lucky recipient of Sony's next-gen console. Woo detailed his interaction on Facebook, claiming that one day, after agreeing to buy the PlayStation 5 from a reseller in person, he called the individual he believed to be a man on the phone only to hear a woman pick it up. After his brief conversation with the mysterious woman, Woo could ascertain that she didn't know much about the PS5, but was adamant about selling it. So there's an air purifier. It's unbelievable.
Dang.
Wow. And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
Go down to the basement, honey. I gotta purify the air
for hours.
Yeah, playing Call of Duty on the air purifier. Like, what?
Screaming at 10-year-olds.
What kind of air do you have?
There's a tickle bar opening up in Dallas.
I don't like it. Nope, not okay with it.
Whoa.
If
There
you
we go.
need to get some
And done.
information out of me, you threaten me with going there, and I will tell you everything you need to know. I don't even want to be on the same street as a tickle bar. Ugh.
You go to the bar and you pay
Oh
to
my
have
gosh.
someone tickle you. They'll tickle your hair,
My
your
4-year-old would do
back,
this.
or both. Because of the pandemic,
Your hair?
you have. That's what it says. Because of the pandemic, you have to make an appointment. You show up. They give you a glass of wine.
Oh,
You're then escorted
Uh-oh.
into one of the quote Moroccan style tickle tents.
Oh wow!
You
This
can
is shadier by the
I
second.
think this is
go in-
legalizing something that shouldn't be legalized.
You can go in shirt on or shirt off.
Do they have one in Sauget?
Then you
By the
pick the
second.
style you want. Hair play, back tickles, or both. You can pay for 25 or 50-minute sessions, $40 for the 25 minutes, $60 for the 50 minutes, and they insist that there is no funny business going on. It's just a tickle bar.
It's a tickle bar, and there's no.
and
funny
it's called the tickle bar.
There's
the
some
name of the business.
euphemisms in there. I don't know.
How much? How much does it cost for 20 whatever minutes? What are you paying for this torture?
40 for 25 minutes, 60 for 50 minutes.
I
And
didn't.
Katie just said, she had nothing to do no tickle bar.
I'm not thinking of the tickle bar. I am.
Annie, you okay with the tickle bar?
There are
No.
places you can get that cheaper.
I am very much so for like you do what you want to do, and if I don't, if I think something stupid and you like it, you go for it. But I'm against tickle bars, 100%. I don't even like saying
On
that word.
principle.
The TB.
I wish I could do something like stronger when you're like for this perfect instance, whenever you're really like, no, like absolutely not. I would never do that. We need to make another stinger that's like harder.
Can we go back to the Michael
Hard
Jackson
no.
version now?
Hard no.
Hard
Remember,
no.
we had the Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal, Annie, are you okay stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael Jackson, there was the peak in the Michael Jackson nonsense story, which came from that documentary and everything. And then we're like, ooh, we should probably take that off. It's the Alien Ant Farm version. Can we go back now, or is Michael Jackson still canceled?
Okay with me.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
know.
you
It's
just
okay
did
with
the you just did the fun person test. Here is the are you a good person test. This
Okay.
is going around on the internet right now. It's very simple. It's the shopping cart theory. It's exactly what you think it is. If you think about the last time you went to the grocery store and unloaded your groceries into your car, did you put the shopping cart back? Did you put it back in the store or into one of the racks? Or did you just leave it in the parking lot? It's totally legal for you not to return it. You're not going to be punished for leaving it sitting in the parking lot, and you're not going to be rewarded for returning it and putting it away. So according to the test, if you took the time to return it simply because it's the right thing to do, it means you're a good person. You okay with using the shopping cart test as determining if someone is a good person?
Yeah, I think it's a really good measure of it. Like your obligation.
I totally agree.
Your obligation, your internal obligation to do something that is responsible, nice, and kind, where you don't have to, but you should. I definitely think so. And I'll tell you what, like there are very rare instances where I won't. Like I will actually park close to them so that I can not have to make a further trek. I know a lot of people park further away because they don't want their car bashed in by them.
I do the same thing. I park close to it, so
I'd rather be
walk far.
but that's because I've got kids in my car. And if there's ever a time where it wouldn't get put away, it's because my kids are like melting down or something. So there's an instance, but yes, put your cart back. I think it is I think those are judging people based on those things. I like a lot more than like the political measuring sticks that we have out for people. So I think it's good.
Here you go.
Wait a second. Do you guys put the cart back?
Every time.
Absolutely.
Every
And
time.
I hate the
I
people
shop at
that do
Aldi. I want my quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Every
hate
single
people that
time.
don't.
I do give people a pass if it's Aldi because I'm like, look, somebody's going to put that cart back if you leave it out because they're going to get a quarter out of it. But I always do it.
Okay. I
Every
think we're all
time.
good people.
Yeah.
If you've ever thought about having a stash of cash that your partner doesn't know about, you might be in larger company than you thought. A recent survey revealed that 37% of Americans say they have a secret hidden pot of money that their significant other doesn't know about.
Ryan's wife.
And the average amount of that secret
Tony, do you
stash.
know that Ryan gives his wife an allowance?
No, I did not know that.
Works out really well. We're still
I
married.
did not know
We
that.
don't have
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
time to get into what
It's
that
an
all
agreed upon
entails.
thing.
Yeah, okay.
Says Ryan, who's on the air, and Katie's at her own job right now, educating the youth of America.
That's right. Katie doesn't have as strong of a voice as I do, so I do decide.
The average amount of the secret stash is just over $2,000.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I have a stash of cash my husband doesn't know about. It's called
Mine-
our checking account.
You
It
okay
doesn't bother
with
listening.
keeping a little revenue stream off to the side, just off the books for yourself?
I mean, to each his own. My husband and I, all of our finances are shared. We have nothing that's apart from each other, as far as I know. But if we did, it would probably be to buy each other gifts. I know my husband used to umpire baseball and stuff a lot, and he would keep some of that money aside so that I wouldn't see what he purchased for me for a gift, because I usually find out. But other than that, I kind of wonder why you would keep it apart. Do you? Don't, Tony?
No, but
Or
I
you
have,
probably don't want to say.
I have done that where I've wanted to buy something like so I'll throw
You
money
pay
in
with
a
cash
drawer
so
or
you don't
something.
have a-
exactly.
yeah.
You want to buy that new air purifier.
Yeah, I got
That's what you're trying to do.
Exactly. I wouldn't mind having an air purifier in my house. My kids sure wouldn't.
kidding.
Oh, man. All right. Thanks, guys. Happy Friday to you. Check out the podcast. Just type in Annie Frey Show Podcast in Google. You'll find us. Check us at radio.com. Stick around. The DGS coming up next.
Guys, 2020 has been a rough year on every